Okay, I think we are indeed live. I need to know from the chat, like always, if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me live in the chat. Okay, let me know if you can hear me. Welcome, of course. We got some people coming in, so we're going to give it a few minutes or a few seconds, and we're going to start talking. You can hear me? Okay, very good. Very, very good. How are y'all doing? Let me know if you can hear me. All right. Well, first of all, welcome. A couple things I want to talk to y'all about before we get into this topic here. First of all, welcome to the Dragon Ball Super TV special discussion live charity stream for hurricane victims. So I'm going to break down what we're doing here today. So, first of all, welcome, like I said, and thank you for being here. The chat's starting to fill up with people, so I want to welcome everybody to the stream. Basically, here's what's going on, all right? Some people are confused about what's going on, and, they're confused about, why I'm doing the stream and with the timing of it and all. So, there's no Dragon Ball Super tonight. The One Piece 1 hour special airs tonight. We've covered this extensively on the channel as well as other places like Twitter, other channels have talked about it. There's no Super tonight, but next week we're getting the 1 hour special, which is going to be two episodes of Super, episodes 109 and 110, put together into one long special. Next week on Fuji TV, an hour-long block of Super. So what we're going to do here is this stream is going to be a discussion with all of you and maybe some surprises. Maybe some surprise guests might show up. And we're going to talk about the special. We're going to preview sort of what might happen. And the main thing about this stream, folks, is that this stream is going to be a charity stream for the victims of Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Irma, and Hurricane Maria. I live in Florida, for those who don't know, in the Tampa Bay area, and I went through Hurricane Irma, and thankfully Hurricane Irma was not as bad as we had originally thought for us. However, the entire Keys got wiped away. So if you live in the Keys, you may have lost everything. And Puerto Rico, as far as I know, the majority of the country's without power. They're on backup generators right now. The super chat donations, which if you're watching this stream right now and you go to the little dollar sign, you can donate. All proceeds that are donated from you guys are going to go directly to AmeriCare's charity. That's where it's going to go. The dollar sign should be right below where it says, like, say something in the live chat. It's all going to go to AmeriCare's. I did some research. It is a legitimate charity. I originally said Red Cross, but I got a lot of people saying, no. Don't, don't give to them. You know what I'm saying? Give to the Red Cross or don't give to the Red Cross. So I found AmeriCare's, and AmeriCare's is sending all kinds of stuff to Puerto Rico, including insulin, blankets and things like that. So I'm very, very, very happy that that they legit exist, and we're already getting donations here. We're already getting donations. I'm having a hard time keeping up with these. First of all, I want to thank Average Guardian, who says he lived in South Florida his whole life, $100. Thank you, Amir, Aldawan, David, James Seitz, Reckless Games, Krusty Love Sprex, and DBS Fan. Every little bit counts. And here's what I will do for this stream, folks. We're going to talk Dragon Ball. We're going to have a good time. It's just that the donations that I usually get from these streams, I put towards the channel, whether it be editing, whether it be equipment. But this money is going to go directly to AmeriCares, directly to the people. And I will say that, not only will it go directly to them, but with Super Chat, YouTube takes 30%. I will fill in that 30% out of my own pocket. So if you donate $100, I am going to fill in the rest of it for you. And maybe, depending on how things go, I might throw in a big extra chunk as well. I haven't decided yet because this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. And if this goes well, I will do more of these, okay? So again, I want to reiterate for those of you who are new to the chat that are who are here anyways, that the Dragon Ball Super special is coming up next week, and tonight we're going to be previewing the special. We're going to be talking about it, just having a good time. Either way, we're going to have a good time. If you can donate, great. If you cannot, just being here is enough to show your support. It really does mean a lot to me, and I want to thank all of you guys for being here. It really does mean a lot. And you know, we're gonna have a good time, like I said. Talking about it, just having a. So again, people are asking how you can donate. The button is right below my name. If you look at the chat, the live chat on your YouTube window, there's going to be a little $sign. That is Super Chat. That's how you donate right there. I want to thank Chase Sloan, Yub Dune, Joe Duckworth, Adam Lancaster. I just want to say, guys, there's so many donations coming in. I might not be able to keep up with all of them. So if you drop a donation and I don't say your name, do not in any way think that it's not going to matter. In fact, when I actually go to AmeriCares, if there is a note on the AmeriCares page, I will put your name there so that you can be a part of it. You know what I mean? You can be a part of it there. As far as donating through PayPal, I'm not sure, but you can probably go directly to the AmeriCares page. If you don't want to go through this stream, you can go directly to the AmeriCares page and donate whatever you want. This stream is not about me. It's about the people of Puerto Rico and the people of Florida. And we're doing it for a good cause, all right? And thank you, Michelangelo. Michelangelo, that's kind of a cool name. So we're going to talk about Super. Again, those of you just joining us, we are live. Talking about Dragon Ball Super. The special is not tonight, it's next week. We're going to be previewing it, talking about all the speculation. We're going to be talking about all of the, you know, the hubbub now. We're going to talk about, there's so much stuff going on. And, you know, based upon information that I've gathered in the last couple of days, this arc still has some time left. But I'm going to tell you this right now, folks. I'm going to tell you this right now. I was told, and I've been, you know, talking to people, I was told expect the unexpected. So whatever that means, again, we've been talking about how there could be a possibility that Jiren will eliminate Goku in the special. That was my crazy prediction. Rhyme Style and Dion did a video kind of giving their thoughts, and Mike from Laughing Stop Media did one too, you know, kind of giving their kind of thoughts on that prediction because it's a very bold and a very ballsy move. I'm going to, by the way, momentarily put the chat on the screen for you guys to look at. Let me see if this works. Bear with me for one moment. There it is. You should see it on your screen now. So, eliminating Goku, right? Jiren throwing him out, to me, is one of the ballsiest things that Super has would ever do if it happens. If it happens. Sean Zill is asking if we're going to see the Namekians in the special. I don't think so. But that's kind of the point I'm going to make is expect the unexpected, and also understand that this, and I keep saying this, but I want you guys to really, really feel me on this one. This tournament is far from over. This special is not the end of this tournament whatsoever. There are more things that are going to happen. There are more things down the pipeline. I want to actually address a couple of things here momentarily. I want to address some speculation and innuendo, you know, about what's going on. So, give me one moment here. I'm going to see if I can get some guests in. Okay. Because I might bring in some special guests for you guys. First of all, I want to thank you so much for your donations already. There are tons and tons and tons and tons of donations here. Johnny Alexander Roche, Dusty Haney. Oh man, there's tons. All right, so there's so many. I'm not gonna be able to keep up with it. And again, all proceeds from this stream, all super chat donations, are going to go to AmeriCares Foundation for Hurricane Harvey, Irma, and Maria. So it's both the hurricanes that hit, you know, the Caribbean, Florida, Puerto Rico, and the one that hit Houston, Texas. I have a lot of friends in Puerto Rico. I have a lot of friends in Florida. Obviously, I live here, right? I live in Florida. You know, my Twitter profile says swag area, but I live in Florida. So it's one of those things where, you know, I really wanted to do something different, and you guys were so supportive of me when I was going through my those of you who knew about it, when I was going through all my problems down here with Irma, we lost power for about 3 days or so. Some folks lost it for more. You know what I mean? Like, and so I thought, I got to do something to give back because, I would not be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I really want to do something in my life. I don't like when people paint content creators a certain way and they think that we're greedy and things like that. That's a bunch of nonsense, man. The main thing with me is to give back, and I think that it's important. I think when you give, it gives you a nice warm feeling, and I know some people don't really know that feeling and some do, but it just means more. Like, we're in life to give, bro. We're here to to do good, to give to others, and sometimes we can be selfish, sometimes we can be dicks as people, but sometimes you gotta do the right thing, and I love doing this kind of stuff, and this is my first time ever doing it, so it might get more in the future. Somebody was asking if I can keep a running tally on what the donations are. On the top of your screen, you can't see it, only I can see. I just noticed that, but it's very hard because unfortunately Super Chat does not tell me everything. I can give you numbers like 2, 5, 5, 10, 100, 35, 10, 25. I can't keep a tally right now, but after this stream is over, I will definitely give you those that information. Like on my social media, on Twitter, on probably even on a video, I will give you the information. So no worries on that. So I want to talk about I want to talk about Dragon Ball Super Special coming up next week, all right? I want to talk about that. I want to discuss some things with you guys candidly, because when I do these streams, this is uncut, uncensored. This is not scripted. If I say something stupid, you guys are going to know that I say something stupid, and I have said and done stupid things before on these streams. I wanted to talk about, my Dragon Ball Super reviews and sort of the criticism that I got about something that I missed in the previous episode, because I think it's important. So when I do the Super reviews every single week, it's a lot of people comment and they say, you missed this, you missed that. Now, understand, sometimes I do miss things. That is a fact. But me missing something isn't always the case. What happens sometimes is I'll watch an episode and I will see something that I don't think is that important, and I won't mention it in my review, because if I mention every single detail in my review becomes a recap, and I've already been criticized months ago for doing recap reviews. I want to actually give my thoughts, on the reviews. So, Ninja Star, I don't know how to turn on slow mode on this thing. So, I want to actually give my thoughts on the episode without going into every single excruciating detail. But what happens is sometimes you guys, which is the Geekdom 101 audience, I guess, sometimes you guys, find stuff in the episodes that I don't find stuff. Like, for example, you catch things I don't catch. And the beautiful thing about it is that that's why we're here as a community. Right, is that you find stuff that I don't see. For example, right? Last episode of Super, Goku's fighting Ribrianne, right? You follow me? Goku starts saying, "Oh, I'm itchy." I didn't think that Goku saying that he was itchy was a big deal, right? I didn't think so, but people were saying, why didn't you mention it, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm thinking, no big deal. Goku's just excited because he gets to fight. But I thought about it, and somebody on Twitter brought this up, and they said, hey, they're like, what if the Goku itching, what if that's the Universe 4 bugs crawling on him? And what if their ability is to take away their power or to weaken Goku? See what I'm saying? And I was like, whoa, like, that actually not only is possible, but is probable. And so I'm like, whoa, when I watched the episode, I didn't even think of that. And that's why I do like to read the comments and I do like to get feedback and things like that. Because I completely miss it. So understand that it's not that I am purposely missing things. It's that sometimes you guys, the Geekdom 101 audience, notice things that I don't notice. And then what I'll eventually do is I'll eventually do a video on it later on. You know what I mean? I'll cover it later on. So I want to get to some super chats here. Just quickly discuss them. There's a lot of them, and it's hard to keep up. Mr. Toby, the winner of the C Reacts contest, he has family in Puerto Rico. Yeah, anybody in Puerto Rico, I'm kind of concerned for because, bro, it's like they have no power. So, I mean, there is that. Burkhall, also, thank you, Burkhall, for your donation. Michael Gonzalez says, do you think this new form has anything to do with the Ozaru primal range of a Saiyan? That was confirmed false. Those spoilers were false, so no. Average Guardian said, when are we going to have a meet and greet and meet and chill at Super Saiyan in Orlando? I got to go back over there, bro. I didn't get to go because it was so packed last time. It says here, Anthony De Loreto says, most of the episode 109 is going to feature Jiren will dominate Goku and hit. Will try his hardest but still get beat. Meanwhile, Goten and Trunks are having fun. We have not seen Goten and Trunks at all. I know a lot of people were saying, oh man, we're going to get some Goten and Trunks island stuff. And we haven't seen even like a second of it. Like nothing. It's crazy. So I don't know if we're going to even see it during the special. Thank you, Titan. Christian Carter says, would you like to see Golden Frieza versus Jiren? I think we'll see that. And then Joey Briggs says, love your content, keep up the great work. So going back over here to the chat. Yeah, I mean, so back to what I was saying. The bugs might be scratching the dude. Like the bugs might be the thing. So understand that if I miss something in a review and you think that I should cover it, I probably will. Liquor Badass God of Destruction, is Opie still alive? Opie's going through some personal stuff. I haven't spoken to Anime Live Reactions in 3 weeks. We talked about something very personal I'm not going to discuss here that he's going through. I thought he was over it, but I guess... Thank you, Dark Riku. Riku, excuse me. Dark Riku, 234. He's going through some personal stuff, and, I talked to him about it, and I haven't talked to him in like 2 weeks. I thought he was getting better, but I guess not. So, shout out to Opie Senpai. And that's one thing I want to say, just real quick, to all of you guys about YouTubers and people like us, whether it be myself or Quaman or Anime Live Reactions, Mastar, anybody. I understand that everybody has their favorites and least favorites. And I know some of you guys don't like certain YouTubers. I certainly have criticisms for a lot of different people, But understand that they are people and that we go through the same BS that all of you go through every day. We get our heart broken sometimes. Sometimes we end up getting robbed, or sometimes the hurricane comes through and fucks up our houses. You know what I'm saying? And just letting you know that they're all people too. And just wanted to remind you of that, that some people don't like Anime Live Reaction, but he's going through some stuff that I'm sure many of you either have gone through or will go through. So just, understand that, and try not to be so hard on them sometimes, because I think it's important that we, as a community, help each other out. Even if you don't like the other guy, like I said, there's tons of guys who you might not like, you might not agree with, but at the end of the day, you never know. You never know. I mean, you just never know, because they might be going through some bad stuff. Yes, I do know DB Geek, actually. I do know him. So, I might bring in a guest here. All right, let me ask y'all, do you guys want a guest? Do you want me to bring a special guest on right now? I need you to respond to me in the comments. Not in the comments, in the chat. You know what I'm saying. Yes, I do like C-Reacts. I haven't talked to C-Reacts in a while. He just had a baby, so... he's busy with that. It's funny because for the first time I talked to C-Reacts, we talked about this girl that he's, now that's like his the mother of his children. It's just kind of cool how it turned out that way. All right, we're bringing some people in. Stand by. Hello? Yo.
Hello.
I hear myself in the background.
Hold on, let me grab some headphones.
All right. You're live, by the way.
You like my morning voice?
I do like your morning voice. I haven't had breakfast myself, so.
I literally just got up.
Did you? Yeah, I haven't had breakfast either. I got up, I went to the health food store, and that was it. By the way, you're live, so turn all your porn off.
I was just watching the stream. I'm naked though. Is that okay?
I mean, they can't see you right now, but I'm sure they want to see you.
Naked reveal.
Naked. Why? People want me to do a facial. Like, do an ass reveal, bro. Armpit reveal. Rhyme Style has joined us, and
so this is kind of an odd question to ask. Can you break down the charity that you're going through? America
Americare, yes.
Americare.
Yes, sir. I asked around, man, and I was like, "What's a good charity?" And I looked into Americare, and they're good. They're giving. So for everybody who just joined us, all right, all super chat donations are going to go to Americares. They are sending insulin to Puerto Rico, supplies. They are working with victims of Hurricane Irma, Maria, and Harvey, all three of them. So
Okay.
Any super chats that are being sent will go directly to them, and I will match whatever YouTube takes from their cut. So everything you send will be going to them.
Dude, it's weird timing because like I woke up and the first thing I do is when I wake up, I was check my Twitter feed and I saw a tweet from it wasn't from the mayor, but it was about the mayor talking about like everything that's going on, and like I thought to myself, damn, I gotta find a like a charity that I can donate to because Red Cross is like weird because they like I don't want to get into their business.
I've heard bad things. Yeah.
Same. But like literally, as I was thinking that, I see your tweet go off about the stream. I was like, "Holy crap! This guy's on the same like wavelength as me right now."
Well, that happens a lot, cool. Bro.
Yeah, a lot. What are we talking about today?
We're talking about Super, bro. We're talking about you and your wacky. You did the video with Dion. Somebody asked me about Dion too, if I know him. Like I've told him I only got to talk to Dion once. A long time. We talked for like 6 hours though. And it was cool because we talked about that chick that he wound up, getting with, and it's just funny how things work out like that,
Okay.
It's just kind of cool. But no, I like him a lot. I rarely get to see him. But I was telling him that he has a kid and whatnot, so it's hard. It's gonna be harder now. But he's going full time, right?
Yeah, he's going full time.
Yeah. Which I know a lot of people were like, "Whoa, why are you doing that?" But I mean, obviously the dude had to have known what he was doing. You don't just go full time without thinking about it,
Yeah, well, he's one of those people that I just saw him dying at his day job, and like he had one of those jobs. Well, now we can talk about it. He worked at 2K, and 2K was like super draining. And like when they go into like crunch time before they release games, you're literally working 16-hour days, 6 days a week. Imagine doing I'm not joking, 16-hour days. There's 24 hours in a day in case anybody doesn't know.
Yeah.
Imagine doing 16-hour days for 6 days a week, every day.
And this is not work from home. You have to get your ass up and get in a car and shower and.
He's one of my favorites that I've met because like he just grinds. And I'm talking about during his lunch break, he'll drive back. He doesn't live close to his job at the time. He would leave his lunch break to go home to finish a video and upload it and then come back to work. Like that's the definition of grind. He would wake up early so he can record a video for the day. Like that's grind.
That's what it takes, man. I mean, that's literally what it takes is going above and beyond. Like right now, we're just having a good time here. He's probably working right now, maybe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's playing Xenorous right now. I just texted him. I was like, yo, you should come on the stream.
That would be great, but I don't have him. I don't have his. Well, he's gonna have to hit me up.
I can add him into the actual call.
Okay. Yeah, no, that'd be great because I haven't talked to him in a while. I know he was the. He's very, very good at Xenoverse. Let's just put it that way.
He's aight.
How is he at Fighters?
Not there yet. But he picked it up very well in the course of the little time that we all had.
Yeah, it just sucks.
He's gonna be a threat.
I was picking it up, and then I think I forgot who it was, but I was told by someone who I guess they weren't accurate that they were going to extend the beta. So I'm like, okay, like cool, I can do this later. I'm gonna watch the Canelo fight, and then they didn't extend it, so that sucked. That sucked. But so let's talk about Super, bro. So all right, so I don't know if you heard what I said earlier, but in my Super review for episode 108, I completely missed this comment about Goku saying he was itching. I thought it was Goku like itching because he doesn't understand love or itching for a fight. But the answer is, or not the answer. Somebody brought up on Twitter, they said, well, wait a minute. What if those are the Universe 4 bugs? And I'm over here thinking...
Yo, did he say itching?
He said he was itching. And that's what I'm saying, is that I'm now thinking that the Universe 4 bugs are on him.
Small.
They're tiny, yeah. And maybe they're like going to infect him. And I'm not saying that's what leads to his new form, but I'm saying that might be why he was itching. I don't know. But
wow, I didn't even think about that.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm trying to tell the people, bro. Like, people were telling me, like, you missed this in the review, and I'm like, I didn't miss it. I didn't think it was important, but now it could be important. So it's like one of the things I try to tell everybody.
You know what I thought it was? Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's all good.
Because I'm like looking back to my review when I was breaking it down, and I remember I think I might have said something about had to do with Brienne. Maybe it was her love. Her love is making him itch or something. That's interesting. That's interesting.
No, exactly. I don't know if it's true, but it's like, again, sometimes the people. One thing I don't like, bro, is like, obviously, doing this can be kind of annoying sometimes, but you gotta respect your audience. And I read the comments and I was like, holy shit, that they're onto something. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even think of this. So sometimes they think of stuff before we do, and that's why I think it's good to always, read that stuff. So again, for those of you who are new, who are joining us, all Super Chat donations will go to AmeriCares charity for all 3 hurricanes. Irma, Maria, and Harvey. I live in Florida. MJ, who's one of my editors, actually lives in Houston. He had to deal with it. Quinn wound up getting not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 leaks in his house, dude. 4. Do you know about that?
No.
Dude, he got 4 leaks. I asked him, I said, do you have any leaks? And he's like, I don't have 8 leaks, I have 4 leaks. So, yeah. And it was funny because everybody was like, dude, get out of town. But
I remember y'all told you that.
Yeah, you did.
Well, to be fair, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the protocol. Like, I know in Florida, back in my weatherman days, every hurricane when it comes down, it does always weaken. That's what always happens, and that's why I always assume people don't leave. But like, I also didn't experience it ever. So like, I don't know what's like. It's like if you see a monster storm coming, especially when they're like saying it's gonna be like the worst storm of all time. It's like, why don't you just leave? Why do people not leave?
I mean, it depends on where you live, because
right.
If you live in Key West, those people, dude, it's underwater, bro.
You gotta go. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, oh, and people are asking about the earthquake that occurred in Mexico. I'm not trying to diminish any natural disaster or anything like that at all. I'm just saying that this particular stream is for that hurricane. The earthquake in Mexico it's pretty crazy, bro. Like, and you know what happens, bro. Like, now that this is going on, the world's coming to an end and everybody's freaking out, and it's like, it's pretty scary. By the way, Ashan is in the chat. Shout out to Ashan.
Ashan is currently working on an amazing thumbnail for me. Big shout out to him.
Yes, and Ashan did my thumbnail for the Omega Shenron. I think he's getting better, bro. I think he's getting better. Like, it's weird because a lot of artists, like, they usually give you, like, a really good, like, first artwork, and then they kind of dog it later. Not Ashan, but, I mean, others have done that. But this dude is getting better, bro.
Right, yeah.
Like, he's an animal. I want to thank everybody sending those super chats. Stacy, Byerly, Jaden West, just give me some shout outs. Zach Brown, Kwame Digital. He's asking, do you believe support characters like Yamcha and Tien were wasted so far in Super? I think Yamcha and Tien were wasted in Z, bro. I mean, really, in some ways. Not entirely.
This is how I feel about Yamcha.
But like, they're in Fighters.
Yes, he's the meme and the joke of like the series. But like, have you guys seen this man's trailer in Fighters?
He looks amazing.
Yeah, it's like Wolverine. Reminds me of Wolverine from the Marvel vs. Capcom days.
It's like, yeah, you mean like the playable character Wolverine, not.
Yeah.
I don't want people to think, oh, he's nothing like Wolverine. You talk about playing with him in Marvel vs. Capcom, Berserker Barrage and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, that. Oh my gosh, just brought back memories.
Do you remember how weird it was that you had 2 Wolverines in Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Yeah, one had the regular. One had adamantium. And one just had the regular bones. Right?
Yeah, and that was weird. I remember one of my friends, because I never played with Wolverine that much, but he told me there's a slight difference between the two, but it's not that big of a difference.
Zeon says, "Notice him." The chats are going too fast.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you expect? Right now, as we speak, there's 2,437 people. So, I mean, these live streams are lit, bro. The thing is, I would have done this later on at night. It's just that I wanted to get it done during the day. And I want to remind everybody, all right? Because, brother, I don't know how they don't know by now. I really don't know. But
Dion, of course, I mean Discord. Oh, yes, Dion.
C reacts.
He goes Discord question mark? Yes. Nah, pigeon mail.
I gotta add him on there, bro.
Yeah, I'll drag him in here when he pops on.
Okay. I was just gonna say that for those of you who are getting confused, there's no Dragon Ball Super special tonight. One Piece is having the 1 hour special. So if you are a One Piece fan, tune in for that. I'm sure it'll be on streaming sites probably an hour afterward. Next week is when we get the special. I was gonna ask Crunchyroll directly if they'll be having both episodes up at the same time. I haven't asked yet, so my bad on that. But I do believe, about an hour and a half after the special airs next week, Crunchyroll, Verve, they'll all have it. I think it's gonna be 2 episodes though. It'll be cut up into 2, 109 and 110.
Yeah. Also, I saw something on Twitter that it's not gonna be a full hour.
It's 2 episodes.
Yeah, but it's 2 episodes just put together, which is like what 26 minutes long, so like what 54 minutes.
But that's not including commercials.
Yeah.
It's gonna be an hour like with commercials,
Well,
bro.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring that up, because like it's not an hour long. It's like, well, yeah, it's basically 2 episodes in one, and then they have the commercial breaks. Well, we don't see the commercial breaks obviously because we're watching the stream version, but like every anime is roughly like what 24 minutes long, 26 minutes long.
It's supposed to be 22 to 24 depending on the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so,
but that's always like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like that. But like, there's just misconception going around. It's like, oh, it's not an hour long. This is stupid. We get ripped off. It's like, well, no, that's just how this works. It's 2 episodes.
I don't understand why why is that a hard concept to grasp, bro? I don't understand.
That's
Every
why I
television
don't know. I was
show.
confused.
This community, bro. I'm not gonna rant, but this is not a difficult concept to grasp, dude. When you click play on Crunchyroll, it says 22 minutes, and if you cut out the intro and outro, it's like, I mean, okay, let's be real. If you cut out the bumpers and the intro and outro in the next episode preview and the recap, it's 18 minutes, homie.
Yep.
You know how I know? Because I used to edit these things for my VCDs like 15 years ago, and they were 18 minutes long.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be like, yeah, it's an hour, bro. With commercials, it's going to be an hour, dude. Like, I don't understand why that's so hard for people to understand. But you understand that it's next week. Tonight is the One Piece special. We're just going to discuss the special this week.
I want to watch that One Piece special. Okay, look. Here's my, just to jump into the One Piece world for a second.
Whatever you want.
I completely, binged on One Piece when I got into it. I'm talking about I read like hundreds of chapters over the course of like 2 months. And what happened with me is once Dressrosa finished, I stopped watching it so I can wait for more manga to come out, more chapters to come out. But now I'm like so far behind, I don't want to jump back into it because it's a lot to do all at once. But seeing that special and seeing that fight is just so interesting that I actually am excited to see that. So I might actually just cheat myself and skip ahead from the last time I read and watched and see this fight. Because it's got to be a hype if you're doing a 1 hour special on it.
Absolutely. I mean, what I heard, and I covered this, I don't even know when, but I heard that the whole purpose behind this was because One Piece and Super were both coming up on big fights.
Yeah.
So that's why they did it like this. I mean, it's whatever, bro. I'm not going to tell them what to do. So Yanko Productions is asking about joining. There's a guy, there's a wacky freaking. How do I bring him in here? How do you do that?
See in the top right, it got the little plus sign. It says add friends to DM.
All right, let's see if I can do it. Let me try here. Yanko. Hang on, let me get him. Bear with me. Of all people, Yanko, bro. He's not even on. Let me tell him to get on. Get on Discord. There's a guy who we haven't even talked to in a while. I mean, not verbally. Verbally we haven't talked to him. I talk to him all the time on DM. The king of freaking leaks. I want to ask him why the hell we're getting Shonen Jump a day late now. So, well, people are asking for C-Reacts, bro.
I'm waiting for him to hop on.
We're waiting for him, bro. The dude's got a kid now. He's probably like burping her and whatnot, dude. We gotta, when you have a kid, man, your life changes. I hate to say it, and this is not going to be an aspersion to Dion, but all of my friends, after they have kids, all of a sudden they start getting gray hairs, bro. Even the ones in their 20s. Oh, Dion. You're going to age, bro.
Dion is just on hard mode right now, and he's enjoying every second of it. Dion's the type of guy that will just jump into a game and just play it on the hardest difficulty and just go with it.
Bro, tell me that Red Dead Redemption trailer. You know what's weird about Red Dead, bro? This is actually the third Red Dead game because everybody sleeps on Red Dead Revolver on PS2.
Red Dead Revolver, yeah. Red Dead Revolver was a trash game, though. That's the thing.
I know. It's like they want to forget it existed.
Yeah, we don't talk about it. we don't talk about Red Dead Revolver. Actually, there's a Red Dead that came out before that. Like what was it? Hold on, what was it called? Red Dead.
There was a Red Dead before Revolver?
I believe so, but I'm talking about like on the Atari or whatever.
I never knew that. Was it from Rockstar?
Well, I don't know if it was a meme or if there actually just was just maybe the same name. But I saw something on Twitter a couple of days ago. I was like, this is the original Red Dead, and it was like an Atari game.
I'll tell you what's creepy. You talk about synchronicity earlier. One of the people in the chat just asked about Red Dead Redemption 2. And remember, we're lagging behind them. So they knew somehow. Yeah, Red Dead, people were saying you're wrong about Red Dead Revolver. I liked it, but I mean, Redemption was like a level above Revolver.
Dude, Redemption was a great game. A really good game. And by the way, Red Dead was the first game. I guess it was a fake. Maybe it was just a meme or something.
Well, it's funny because, obviously GTA is Rockstar's main series, but, does anybody even remember like GTA 2 and GTA 1 and how?
Are you kidding me? Vice City?
No. Before, no. See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. You
game.
Fell for it. You fell in the trap.
The top game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Grand
Theft Auto 3 was not the first one.
I played the original ones, and I thought they were the coolest games.
I know.
They were hard. They were hard to play because it was like it was like over the camera was like over the top or whatever. But I remember those. I had them. I enjoyed it. A lot of fun.
People are asking about GTA 6. Is there a trailer for that now?
No. I mean, it's going to happen eventually. Like, let's be real.
I mean, those games, that's like the most successful game in history, right? I think GTA 5 made the most money of any game.
I believe so. Yeah.
Because, do you have I mean, I know you know a lot about video games. I was just curious if you knew a lot about the financials, because I remember I think originally like the big one was I think Mario 3. Wasn't that like the king of sales for like years?
Mario 3, yeah, it was.
And then Pokemon beat it, I think. I could have sworn Pokemon at one time was the highest selling game, but remember they cheated because there's red, blue, and yellow and green in Japan. So that counted as an individual sale.
Here, we'll check the list of the highest selling games.
I know Dragon Quest 3.
Actually, no. We forgot one important game that sold more than any game ever. Tetris.
Can I guess?
Well, too late now.
Oh.
Tetris with 170 million copies sold.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Hold on. Is that including like all the remakes and all that garbage? That's different.
It says multi-platform, so I assume so.
That's not fair.
I'm not sure. And then, ironically, the one after that is Minecraft with 122 million sold.
I was just going to say Minecraft.
Yeah. Actually, you know what beat Grand Theft Auto? Wii Sports with 82 million sold.
That's a pretty good game, though.
And then there's GTA 5 with 80 million.
There you go. Well, I think.
But to be fair, again, multi-platform.
Yeah. Well, GTA 5 also didn't that? I think that was the fastest selling one. Didn't that sell like 1 million copies in a day or some shit?
In a day, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, let's see if we can bring Yanko in here. Bear with me for 1 second. Talk about Dragon Ball. People are saying, somebody said, is bringing C-Reacts actually useful? I get the meme now. All right, click on create group DM. Right?
Yeah, click on Grat.
Yeah, I rarely use this shit. All right. He's not. All right, Yanko's here, but his mic's not on.
He's muted. He's listening to
Yanko,
our voices.
unmute.
Real time.
Was good, was good.
What's
Yanko,
up?
hello. How are you?
The man, the legend
Okay.
himself.
This is your first time ever on a stream. Well, with me. How are you?
I'm good. How you been?
Good, man. The king of the leaks. So, can you tell us why we're getting Jump a day late?
Yeah, I heard you wondering about that on the stream. Basically, Shueisha, the publishing company, is trying to clamp down, so they're limiting like how early they send Jump out to retailers and stuff. So you can't really get it as early as so Thursday to Friday, basically
It
at
used
the
to be
moment.
Wednesday to Thursday. Now it's Thursday to Friday.
But good news for you is Jump is next week. Jump is releasing on a Saturday because the following Monday is a public holiday. So it should be a day earlier.
So, next week we might get it on Wednesday?
Thursday, since it's Friday now-ish, isn't it?
I see. So you're not okay. You're going from the new, not the. I got you. Well, you because you're in Australia, you're a day ahead of us, right? So for you, it would be Friday. For us, it'd be Thursday.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Somebody in the chat said that it's not a special. We're just watching a missed episode. That's kind of true. Now, also, I wanted to point out, people are asking me to bring in guys like Expert Games, to Seth the Programmer. Some of these guys aren't even awake right now. Like, it's, Seth lives on the West Coast, and he might still be asleep because he stays up late. And Expert Games is in Australia. So, I mean, even though Yanko's around, doesn't mean that Expert Games is around. So, Yanko, what are your expectations for this damn special, bro? Because you get the shit, early. What are your expectations and predictions, really? Because I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
I'm pretty as in terms of story beats, I have a rough idea of how things are going to play out, basically because of all the leaks and all the magazine snippets. So all that we need now is just good visuals, entertaining, interactions, and hopefully a good climax for the ending with Goku and Jiren. Because even though we know that fight is happening, we do have projected episodes of what's happening next. So, as
Spoiler
you said,
warning, just before you go into it. Go ahead.
I won't say anything regarding what's going to happen beyond this special, but I think Goku getting eliminated is if we were placing bets on it, that's probably one of the higher bets to place.
I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
Okay. So wait. So you believe, Yanko, that I might be onto something and that Goku may indeed get tossed?
Yeah. I mean, in terms of how things are set up, we still don't know. Actually, the thing is, we know the special is airing on October 8th, yeah?
Yeah.
More leaks just before the episode.
Yeah, we're
ends.
gonna get stuff like this week. Yeah, we're gonna know. We might have an answer, dude. We're gonna get summaries.
So we might have full summaries for what happens in October, and the summary from Jump with 111, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then we're gonna get Animedia or whatever. I always get them mixed up. Therese is the expert when it comes to like naming these magazines, but. No, you're right. So okay, because here's the thing. Like here's kind of my thing, which I think Dino talked about also in his video with Dion. I just feel it. Again, maybe I'm wrong, and it's okay if I'm wrong. I just really feel like they said something terrible's happening. They did not say. I don't remember them once saying that the terrible thing will lead to Goku's form. That's where I'm like, wait a minute. Like this puzzle's not connecting correctly here. And then the fact that I just had this weird feeling that Trolleyama is going to, and this is, I think it's going to be done purposely to shock people, is going to give Goku this new form, and then it's still not going to be enough for Jiren. And if they really want to make this awesome, what they could do is to eliminate Jiren, bro, this needs to be like, Jiren needs to go down like the biggest alpha in the history of Dragon Ball. It's going to take Vegeta, Frieza, Hit, Kale, Caulifla, and Gohan all coming together and literally hitting this dude from 7 different directions to where he gets dizzy. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna have to jump him like the end of It, and then he ends up getting thrown out. Like, that to me, like a badass. Like, Goku hurts him in his new form, but doesn't eliminate him. Then the other guys have to come together, because remember, it's not about power. It's about teamwork and strategy. They've been promoting this since the beginning. I think that is gonna be, to me, that's the best payoff. And you've got the Jiren Goku rematch that you can build for the next arc.
Because
Yeah,
go ahead, Ramstar.
Oh, I was gonna say, if that ends up happening, I want Jiren to take down all of Universe 7 one by one until it's like a last man standing type of thing, and then from there, you know what? I will say this in my video. What I would love to see is, and this is kind of crazy. This is like one of those ridiculous theories. I want to see Universe 7 go down, and I want, like, after enough battle damage is done to Jiren, I want Hit to beat him, and I want Universe 6 to win, and afterwards, I want Champa to make the wish to restore the different universes. Kind of like to kind of get back at Beerus for giving him Earth in his tournament. That's what I would like to see as far as the end game for this.
That would be pretty crazy, though. That, like, it would take a huge amount of balls for the writers.
A lot. Like, I could just see, because, like, obviously this would happen over the course of an X amount of episodes. The second you see all of 7 go down, it'll be backlash. But, like, patience. Just wait to see what happens. Obviously, we know that they're at the end of Z, so they're still alive. And, you know, seeing Universe 6 win, which is unpredictable, will be cool. Seeing Hit be the one that does it, who's, like, one of the coolest characters of Universe 6. And then seeing all that, like, happen from start to finish would just be beautiful.
And then you've also got a rematch with Hit and Jiren in the future. You're building up for the future because, like we've talked about many times, and Yanko, I'd like to get your insight on this. Super, like, the ratings of Dragon Ball Super right now at the moment are lower than they were during the Trunks arc, but they're still extremely high. It's in the top 10 every week. Super's not ending anytime soon at all. Like, the franchise is making way too much money. There's more games in production. Obviously, we know they're adding more stuff to Xenoverse. We know about Boo and Dabura, and more. You know, fighters. I just don't see this thing ending anytime soon. Bianca, what do you think, bro? Like in your expertise.
In terms of, like, Dragon Ball Super, I mean, like, basically, I heard you guys talking about this regarding the special before, but the reason why we're getting these specials is, first of all, the One Piece side. You know, they wanted to build this Luffy versus Sanji fight. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but they wanted to build it up as like an episode of Sanji, which is like a TV special, right? And since they realized, okay, One Piece is having a huge climactic moment, and Dragon Ball is similarly having that same climactic moment. They were like, all right, let's have a special. But also, a rival network, TV Asahi, is also launching their own programs in the same time slot.
Really? So, okay, this is something I didn't know, and I know about TV Asahi because they used to have Pride on there. I'm sorry, keep going. This is very insightful information.
One of the speculation is because it's I think it's launching in this same week. So they're like, all right, we want to compete, and we want to make sure we get eyeballs for both of our series, just to make sure that the kids keep watching, and they want to surpass TV Asahi in terms of ratings. So that's Fuji TV's initiative. And in terms of Dragon Ball Super overall, I think it's doing well enough for them that they will keep it going indefinitely. I mean, as long as it's doing well, and as long as the feedback and the overall response to the show is really high, then it will continue going.
So somebody was saying that, Dino, I'm gonna get your thoughts on this. So somebody was saying that they would rather be a Dokkan tuber than a Super tuber, like talking about Super, because I say do both, but whatever, because they feel like Dokkan will last longer. Now that may be true. However, I feel like if it wasn't for Super, Dokkan would not be where it's at. And I feel like if Super ends, it might. I'm not saying it's gonna ruin Dokkan, but it might hurt Dokkan. As far as overall Dragon Ball interest goes. So I feel like Dragon Ball Super staying in business, or staying on television helps Bandai make more games and add more characters to Dokkan. You know what I'm saying? Just keep the
Yes
cycle
and
going.
no. Yes and no. Oh, here comes Dion. Hold on. Yes and no. Let me add Dion in here real fast. He just got on. Yes and no. The thing about Dokkan. Oh, god damn it. There he is. Okay, wait. Don't say anything yet.
Okay.
Save your voice.
Oh.
Back to what I was saying. Thing about Dokkan is it's a game, and games have been around for literally decades in the last couple years. While Super does help, it doesn't really affect it that much as far as like whether or not people are going to play it. I mean, yeah, you might have more eyes on it because they do promote the commercials during Dragon Ball Super and stuff like that, and stuff like that. But like Super doesn't really like connect to Dokkan as much. On top of that, we hadn't had that many cards come out. Well, I guess we have. We just got Golden Frieza from the Tournament of Power.
Well, also, but you also got to remember too is that remember how we had that like 10-year stretch where there were Dragon Ball games coming out and a lot of them did not sell well. I feel like Battle of Gods.
They all sold amazingly well. The thing that starts when they started tanking is when they started making shitty games.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But the point is, when Battle of Gods... Well, okay, this might be a bad example because Battle of Z was not that good. So maybe I'm just talking...
Return of Dragon Ball did not help in sales. What helped in sales is when they finally started giving us stuff that was more playable. Because, I mean, like, in between Tenkaichi and where we are today, we had a lot of bad games. Connect, we had Battle of Z, we had Ultimate Tenkaichi. Sagas was... yeah, we're not going to talk about Sagas.
Yeah.
We had a lot of bad games, but then in there here and there we had some good ones too. That some struggled, like Burst Limit, for example, never got finished, which sucked because it was a great game, but it never got finished. Yeah, and it lacked in characters, lacked in content. That's why it ended up dying. On top of that, it came out way too late. Let's talk about Infinite World. Infinite World was released after Burst Limit came out. What the fuck? Why would you release a PS2 game while the PS3 was popping? Like, I don't understand. Like. There are a lot of dumb issues that they made, but they started learning from mistakes. And while Xenoverse might not be the perfect game, it is a bit better compared to like some ones we got before, like Battle of Z and Ultimate Tenkaichi and Connect. So that's what caused the sales to go up. But as far as Dokkan, while Super does affect it, as far as it helps us get eyes out more, if Super ended tomorrow, Dokkan will still keep going as long as they're still putting out content. Because the thing is in Dokkan, the best selling stuff that's been released has been non-Dragon Ball Super stuff. Well, take that back. I take that back. Rose and Vegeta Blue were hype, but what sold the most and was the most popular was the release of Super Saiyan Force.
Oh, really? The GT of all things, bro. You realize that's a shock to a lot of people.
Well, you know what's shocking is the global version of Dokkan released unfinished versions of those cards, and they still sold like hotcakes.
That's crazy.
You can't use them. You still can't use them, and people went in and bought them, and they maxed out their Super Saiyan 4 Gogetas and stuff like that.
By the way, I just want to real quick remind everybody, this is just real quick, bro. Remind them this stream, all Super Chat donations are going to Hurricane Irma, Harvey, and Maria victims through AmeriCares. So everything's going to go through AmeriCares. Dion.
Are you actually useful? Sometimes.
Bro, we haven't talked in a year, but you are the baby maker. You are the baby maker.
I almost spit out
we
my
are
coffee.
All capable of this. I fell into it.
I'll tell you what, when I'm not capable of it, bro, that's when I'm retiring, bro. You know.
Wait. You said when you're not capable of it, that's when you're retiring?
That's right, bro. Like MJ was making jokes because like MJ Geekless, I'm 10 years older than he is, and he's like, blah blah blah, old man. And I told him, I said, let me tell you something, little boy. As long as I keep my dick hard, I'm better than you in every way. I'm better at eating. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say the X-rated version, but you know.
Oh my.
You know what I'm saying, right? I'm not gonna say the X-rated one.
Hey, this is a stream for Hurricane Maria. As long as my dick is.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you're saying. It has been a year. That's crazy. I remember it was like so much has happened over the last year.
I know.
What was that video that we did together? I think that was pre-Xenoverse 2 release, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did a video where I wanted to get your thoughts on Xenoverse 2 on playing it early, because I know.
I was gonna say, was that me?
Maybe it was somebody else, but
Okay,
I was convinced that you were the best ever. So I was like, all right, let me bring Dion on.
Don't get it twisted.
But that's weird because I'm here. This is awkward.
Yeah, Dino, you're cute, but stop.
Thanks for saying. Yeah, that's basically the summary of being a YouTuber. You can't win.
Yeah, pretty much. If you don't try really hard and you lose, it's an exposed video. But if you win, you're like, oh, you're just a nerd. You just sit in your mom's basement and play this game.
Wow, look at this nerd playing Dragon Ball games. Bet.
Real job.
I posted the realest tweet of all time yesterday, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate. It's like when you're growing up, all the adults will tell you is, when you get older, you're not going to have time for Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh!
I do it for a living.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I was like, it'd be a lot easier. Because you got to understand, it's like the Dion thing. Like, that's what I was trying to tell you. Like, if you have a 9 to 5, it's not that you don't want to play these things you don't make time for. You just realistically can't make enough time as you can if you're self-employed. Because if you're self-employed, you can do all your YouTube videos on Saturday and Sunday, and then you have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to play the games if you want. I mean, or you can do it, you know.
It's all time management.
It is, yeah, and that's what I was saying is that, you know, if I had the thing is, people always, it's kind of a weird catch-22 because a lot of people will say, like, how do you juggle a job and YouTube? And it's very hard. This is not
I don't
easy.
do it anymore. I used to.
Yeah, you went full-time.
Yeah, just recently. And it's especially with my job, for the people who didn't know, I don't want to specify the company. If you know the company.
We already said it earlier, bro.
Yeah, I already said it earlier.
Oh, you guys already Well, yeah, anyways, I work.
I'll put out your business.
In the game industry, and what that entails is it's not even just 9 to 5. It's crazy shit, like 10-hour, 12-hour shifts. So like there was literally days I would go in at 8 a.m. and I didn't get out until 9:30 p.m. And what that meant, and I was still trying to post daily, and like that was, I guess, like for a month I still posted daily because I was like, you know what, screw it, screw all the excuses, because that's ultimately what it is excuses. Yep. Like if people don't do YouTube and say, oh, I don't have the time, shut up. You do have the time. You just have to either find the time or make the time. I started waking up at 5 in the morning just because I wanted to just wake up, get my video done, edited and everything, and then schedule it for that day. And because I knew I wasn't going to have time when I got home. I was going to be too tired. I wouldn't be, I got an invite from a loser, Dino. But eventually I made it work. And I like to say that I'm a success story. Yes.
That's how mine was. I mean, I had 14-hour days daily, and then on call on weekends. And I would get home, like I would wake up at like 6. I would come back home like 7, 8, and I would make videos until 1, 2-ish. Wake up, rinse and repeat, literally for 2 years straight.
Gosh.
And it's even worse if you're. I'll tell you what, it's even worse if you're in school and working and trying to do YouTube, like
and have a baby.
Yeah. Man. No, it's crazy because it's you're right. It is time management, but it's also, you know, the reality is, and I hate to say it, but there is truth to this. You know, when you go full time, if you're able to, it's very risky. It's a big gamble, and it's also very stressful. But
it's rewarding.
Well, not just that. You actually have more time. Because
exactly.
Because Dion, you know what people don't understand is that it ain't just that you have to go to work and work 10 hours. You got to wake up. You got to take a shower, hopefully. You got to put clothes on. You got to drive an hour. And you don't get paid for that extra 2 hours. So you're literally not at home for, let's say, 16 hours. You get home. You have to get your 8 hours of sleep. You ain't going to sleep for 8 hours, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Again, the way I always saw it was like, okay, I need to work my butt off now so I don't have to as much later. Because ultimately, yes, I did gain a lot more time. And my biggest goal was for my family, really. Like that was the biggest motivation that I had, because I noticed when I was doing these 10, 12 hours days, like, you know, I was away from, again, just had the baby and everything. So it's like, that's what honestly inspired my grind a lot more than anything. Is just like, I want to be able to, because even if I have to, because YouTube is hard work. Like, don't get it twisted, especially if you're, trying to make your videos pretty decent. But I'm sorry, in the middle of beating Dino up. But
I figured.
Yeah. But I figured if I did a lot of hours, I would rather do it at home where I can, be with my daughter and everything and like be able to kind of like manage that versus being an hour away, 12 hours a day and, kind of like missing a lot of stuff,
Yeah, because if you're editing, you can pause it and go like change a diaper and whatnot. But if
exactly.
Yeah, but if you're not there, who's gonna change the diaper?
There's so many times like, yeah, exactly. There's so many times like I just have her on my lap while I'm editing.
And they also don't know how expensive daycare is, homie. That's expensive.
Oh yes, extremely expensive.
So yeah, I mean, Dantastic Danny, he does it, and I have a lot of respect for him because of that. I don't have a kid, but I'm kind of waiting because I don't know if I'm ready yet, bro. But
yeah, it's big. It's a big deal.
Oh no!
I mean, as you know.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you that.
No, I mean I know, but I don't know. See, you know more than I do now. So Dion, we talked to Yanko. He's here. And Dino, what do you think about the upcoming Dragon Ball Super Special next week?
Me?
Yo,
me.
I'm so excited for it. I don't really. Okay, so my whole take on this is I've throughout at least like the last couple of arcs, I've been like completely spoiler free. And like, so basically, I don't even watch the next episode preview. Like, that's how bad I mean, not bad, but that's how I'm trying to keep myself, I guess, suspensed and like enthused about everything. I do already know about Goku fighting Jiren, but like, I don't know, like an hour. I'm just excited. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Are you asking for my predictions, or if like I'm just hyped about it?
I'm asking for your prediction because I asked.
Prediction.
Yeah, because Yanko kind of thinks what you and Dino talked about, and then I talked about, which is the whole. This dude might get thrown out by Jiren. Like the whole build up to him getting a new form might end up leading to. Because I just had this weird feeling that, again, I'll repeat it because you weren't here. I think that Goku's gonna get stronger, and I don't think Goku's gonna go down like a punk. I'm not saying he's gonna go down like a punk. I'm saying that I have this feeling that they're gonna build all this up, and that the big shock is gonna be that Universe 7 will have to win without Goku. And you know what would be the biggest shock, bro? Again, this is not a spoiler. This is my speculation. If Frieza is the last guy standing, because that.
Oh wow.
We got all kinds of wacky storylines.
You know what?
I won the fight. Just want to point that out.
Man, I'm in the middle of talking. That don't count. This is the real life. But anyway,
this is for charity, damn it.
Yeah.
I won for charity.
Yo, now that you say that, I think Frieza being the just think about it like this. Like there's been, I don't know, I can't think of a specific example, but like the final, I guess, bad guy, you don't really know who the final bad guy is until like that last twist at the end, and you're like, oh, it was him all along. He's the real bad guy. What if Frieza does get his wish and like does something as it pertains to Beerus, like they're kind of speculating? Because if he manages to pull something off where he's like, I don't know, God of Destruction's here, then like, and then it turns out he's the actual final bad guy, and maybe Jiren and Goku are on the same side now all of a sudden. I don't know. Like there's so much stuff, so much potential with it. That's why I'm so excited.
I would love to see that, but I remember I talked about that a couple months ago, and people were like, no, I'm tired of Frieza being the bad guy. I'm like, dude, but that'll be dope.
Yeah, it would be dope. But yeah, again, but then again, people are going to have a problem with whatever type of ending.
You only want because I'll let you.
It's just the idea, bro, of like, what if this dude does like Jafar, like, go back and watch Aladdin, one of the great all-time Disney movies. At the end of the movie, he gets 3 wishes, Jafar. He wishes to be a sorcerer. He wishes to be a sultan, I think, then sorcerer. And then at the end, he's like, I want to be a genie. What if this freaking guy with the Super Dragon Balls wishes to be a god of destruction, bro?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, because Whis is speculating, okay, he's going to kill a god of destruction with the Super Dragon Balls. But I feel like Frieza wouldn't do it like that because he ain't a punk. He would rather give himself the power of a god of destruction just so he can kind of match up to that. And then there would be like this final Goku versus Frieza. I don't know, but...
Well, here's a question I have. If he became a god of destruction, what would that even do?
I mean, I would presume... I would presume a power-up, but also maybe it would give him authority to do things. Maybe he's gonna wish to be an Omni King, brother. Who? Maybe he'll wish to be an angel.
Like, he did mention that specifically when he was talking about Zeno. He was like, "I want to be above Zeno" or something. I forgot the specific line.
Hang on, I gotta ban somebody, bro. These people. Where's Ninja Star at? Jesus. Hang on a minute. Let me get.
No, Dion.
Oh, I got something. What if?
Yanko, go ahead, bro.
So we know that the fight Goku vs Jiren is hyping up, the transformation, right? So what if that's not the only thing that's in there? What if there's another level to that, or the transformation goes further beyond? Because if they're just hyping that visual since like 2 months ago, what if they have something in the bag that they're not planning on revealing until the episode airs regarding Goku's new form?
I mean, you mean, okay, so what you're telling me is you think that the cliffhanger for 110 is going to be the new form?
So let's say, I don't remember my summaries correctly. Okay, so let's say by the middle of 110, we have the new form with the cat eyes and stuff. And then by the end of 110, he goes beyond that, or he harnesses it in a way that he looks different to the visual. You know what I mean?
You mean a totally different form? That's crazy.
Do you think Vegeta is going to get a similar form? Like, has anyone discussed that? The only reason I say that is because if we presume Goku's going to lose and Vegeta maybe sticks around, is he going to have any sort of power close to what Goku has? Or is he just going to be kind of stuck at blue and be the usual Vegeta who's, left behind?
I mean, I think that with Vegeta, the fans are going to want him to get the form, but I was thinking maybe everywhere. I think later that might happen. I think what they should do...
Dragon Ball Heroes?
Well, that too. I think what they should do is this. I'm gonna lay out exactly how I think it's gonna go down. I think Goku will get the new form. I think him and Jiren will fight. I think that him and Jiren are gonna have a great battle, and I think that Goku will hurt Jiren. He's either gonna cut him, he's gonna mess up one of his eyes, or break one of his arms. We're gonna get raw with this. He's actually gonna break
one of his eyes.
You know what I'm saying? Big ass eyes he's got, bro. So he's going to mess him up, but then Goku's going to get so aggressive and out of control that he's going to end up making a mistake, and Jiren's going to throw him out and be like, you ain't shit. And then Jiren with his one arm, bro, this is how you build a new character. This is how you build a badass. All the Universe 6 and 7 people, just them. Frieza, Hit, Kale, Caulifla, Gohan, they get together and like, we got to team up on this dude. Jiren is in there with one arm, taking on all these fuckers, but eventually what happens is he realizes it's like 10-on-1, including Hit, and then they end up nailing him with shots. Gohan comes up from behind, trips him, Frieza hits him with a beam to the shoulder, messes up his other arm. Hit.
If he's that strong, sheesh.
That's what I'm talking about. It takes
like the same anime here.
No, I don't care. It takes like 6 dudes, and you see him like going towards like the edge of the ring, right? And he's holding his arm. He's like hurt. He's like, but he's still knocking dudes away with one arm. And then finally, like Vegeta or Frieza or somebody hits him with a big ass drop kick, and he loses his balance, and he gets eliminated. Oh man, that'll be the best thing ever, bro.
That would give Jiren a lot of That would give him a lot of dignity. Like if he lost, but it took everybody to team up on him. Like that would. Where's Toppo in all this? Like, do you think he's gonna be out by that time? Or?
I have no idea. We haven't even discussed him or Dispo.
Because everybody's focused on Jiren. Since everybody's focused on Jiren, I feel like Toppo's gonna do something too.
And that's like their big three. I mean, what I think is going to happen is there's going to be some sort of separation. And by separation, I mean like there's going to be like different fights going on simultaneously. Yeah. Like Toppo is going to be fighting someone, Jiren while Jiren is fighting Goku, and then Dispo is going to be fighting someone as well. Because Universe 7 and 6 have so many people. I think there has to be some sort of slaughter fest that takes place at some point, like where Dispo, or maybe even Jiren, where they all just start like taking out people of like Universe 6 and 7, just so you get like a smaller number, because right now I feel like they're too outnumbered.
Dion, what do you think about the theory that came out a few weeks ago about Zeno allowing killing? Because that to me could change things entirely as well.
Oh man, but it's so possible because he just does what he wants, whatever is entertaining him at that specific moment. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we'll do that now. Okay.
Little kid, bro. He's a little kid. By the way,
that's what's terrifying about him.
That's what's terrifying. The thing is, they keep building him up as There's nobody stronger than him, but I keep thinking there might be a higher god, bro. I mean, you know, I did a whole video about this one too. There might be like a Zarama or somebody who's higher than him because they've never said that Zeno created the multiverse. They never said that. So that somebody above him had to have created everything. I don't know, bro.
I don't know. Yeah, well, yeah, for all we know, maybe Zeno is just like the because they didn't say he created, but he definitely can destroy.
He's the god of destruction, and Zamasu's the angel.
Not Zamasu, yeah, exactly.
Grand Priest.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going.
Yeah, I made a video about it. It's called Grand Priest the Angel. So watch it, damn it.
You're ahead of everything.
No,
everything.
I want to thank everybody for your donations, by the way. Again, all of these donations are going directly to Hurricane Irma, Maria, and Harvey through AmeriCares. AmeriCares is actually helping out with all 3 hurricanes. Every little bit counts, and they're legit, dude. I looked into it. They are legitimate, and any proceeds sent to me will be sent to them. So just remember that. Like, it's all going to go there. Hail Zeon wants to join in.
Zeon's getting bodied. That's why I'm pointing that out again.
Do you want...
No, I ain't getting bodied.
Do y'all want to...
Yeah, throw him in.
Add him in.
Do y'all... Okay, so you want to stay? I'm saying I was asking if y'all wanted to go do your thing, and then I'll bring Zeon in.
I will stay for a little bit more, then we'll head out.
Okay. Well, we'll bring Zeon in for a little bit. Zeon and Dion.
Damn. Yeah, I was gonna say his name kind of sounds like mine, so bring him in.
Y'all are like opposites, but not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. In a good way.
Yeah, I'm subscribed to him.
There you go. Yeah, he's
he lost.
He's quite the character.
He didn't lose yet.
All right, I think he's here.
Yo.
Hey.
Hey.
No! You sound weird, man.
That's a nice way to greet someone.
Like it is.
Hey, what's up, man?
There we go.
Zeon, are you using your good mic?
Yeah, let's say, can you not hear me through it?
Oh,
or?
there you go. Okay, for a minute there. Yeah. I know. I can already tell what you're gonna say. Nobody gives a damn about this goddamn super shit. Fuck this show.
Hey, man, like, I've enjoyed several episodes lately. Like the Muten Roshi episode I saw recently, like, that one was fantastic. Not the one where him and Frost fight, but the one before it.
Where Goku cried?
Like, yes.
I think a lot of people
which apparently people are freaking out about that. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Goku's cried like 5 times, bro.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying, like, I mean, like, you know, like, Goku crying is not, like, a new thing, but alright, no.
And it's like the closest person he has to him next to his grandpa. Like, you think about it. That's who kind of raised him and kind of took that role after he got older.
That's a very
like
good point.
The most important people to him is, like, it's like Kuririn, the Muten Roshi, and, like, his grandpa. Like, that is it. Like, those are, like, the top 3.
Well, in family, hopefully, but you know.
Well, okay, yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah. Well, I was saying like combatants.
Well, yeah. Wait a minute. I thought it was Bardock. Why doesn't Goku wish Bardock back to life so they can be a father and son and play baseball and go swimming?
Play baseball, he says.
You'd be like, who the fuck is Bardock?
Man, people got to go force their daddy issues on the Goku.
You're right. Dude, you know what's funny?
It's just... my dad never fucking played ball with me, so I want Goku's dad to play ball with him.
It's pretty fucked up, but it's true what you're saying. Like, that's, yeah. But it's funny because, like, with Bardock, you know, like, in Dragon Ball, even in the dub, like, you can't even blame the dub, all right? Some people like to do that, and they're wrong. Freaking Frieza's like, oh, you know, your father, and then he's like, I don't care. I don't know him. You know?
Yeah, Vegeta didn't even care about his dad, and he knew him.
No, especially in the manga.
Well, I mean, like, at least that's what he said, but I would assume that he actually does. He was just trying to showboat.
Well, yeah.
Act like he cared.
Yeah, I agree with you. I know in the Z dub, they changed it in the original dub to, like, you know, he killed my father, and none of that. I mean, he said something similar to that, but it was mostly
like
about...
none of that matters.
Yeah,
like
but it's weird because in the anime they added extra scenes of like him and his father like together blowing up plants, which is not in the manga. So I mean, it's almost like they're trying to tell you like he did care, like you said. Like in the anime, I feel like he cared more.
Yeah, definitely.
Zeon,
I was gonna say, I feel Battle of Gods also kind of backs that up too, because because he seems to because he has a whole flashback with Beers about torturing his father and how that affected him, and I'm just really? Because that doesn't seem like Vegeta. All right, I guess we're just kind of retroactively saying he now gave a shit, because that seems to be Toriyama's thing now. Is that Goku and Vegeta actually came from loving parents. They were the specials among the Vegeta. All the other Saiyans had shitty fucking relations with their parents, and then Goku and Vegeta are the specials now.
Well, you're
referring you have to make them likable, I guess.
Dragon Ball Minus is what you're referring to.
Yeah. Well, that in the interview that Toriyama's had around that same time, where he said it's because someone had asked what the interviewer had asked him, it's what was it? About science and their parentage and shit, and he's oh well, it's not a normal thing. It really is just Goku's parents really cared about him, and and King Vegeta really cared about Vegeta, but that's about it. And so they get to be the specials.
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, it just sucks because okay, let me ask you a question. What do you think Lance was harder on, Dragon Ball Minus or Frieza arc? Because I think he really hates Dragon Ball Minus, but I kind of agree with him.
He tore Minus. I personally hate Minus. I think Minus was the first time where I just vehemently hated something in Dragon Ball.
I think Minus is the first time I actually wished is the first thing I wish didn't exist from Toriyama. I'm just being real. It's that bad.
Yeah, I could agree with that because I didn't care for Battle of Gods, but Battle of Gods, I was just whatever. Minus, I was you have completely upended your own story. You've done so much damage by introducing this prequel story and giving him this terrible Superman origin that doesn't even really line up with how Raditz describes everything.
At all. Or even in the series, they don't. Goku wasn't found by Grandpa Gohan as a kid or anything. They all show everything they show about him is he's this infant. He was just born. He wasn't some. How old was he in Dragon Ball Minus?
He was 3
or something.
Yeah.
What the? Yeah.
Well. They said he was in his little incubation thing until for 3 years. So we don't know. Him being launched into space could have been them removing him from that chamber, and that counts as his birth. So I don't know how Saiyan biology works in that regard, but there's that, and also from what I understand, the term for baby and toddler is the same in Japan. It's the same word. So that might be also an issue. That might be what the thing is. We just translate as baby, and the anime keeps depicting him as a baby.
That's
but
right.
the manga
never showed that.
Yeah, the manga never actually shows that him first being found. Bardock has this image of Goku as as an infant, but that also could just be Toriyama's art style having changed since then, and also maybe that was just the last time Raditz saw Goku. So that I can let slide, but there's a lot of other stuff though from that story. It's amazing that thing's 15 pages long, and I'm you've done so much damage
in 15 pages.
15 fucking pages, you've ruined your masterpiece.
So
that's almost impressive.
Somebody, I don't mean to bring this in this direction, but somebody in the chat was "Who gives a fuck about Florida? Let them drown." I have to ask a question. No, I have to ask a question about this. Here's what I have to ask. Why do people say things like that? Are you trying to be edgy? Are you just there's no reason to say something like that. The only thing I can think of is, you're looking for attention. And you obviously
that's
aren't
exactly
getting,
what it is.
That has to be it, because people say controversial and offensive things all the time, and I just wonder, are you just trying to be an edgelord? Are you just brave because?
I think the word you're looking for is cuck.
Yeah.
Well, the guy's he is a cuck, bro.
No.
But I mean, I just wonder the mentality there. Are you trying to make people laugh? Because if you're gonna make
it's somebody wanting attention.
But let me just say this, okay?
It's just a joke, bro. Nah, shit's not funny, dog.
When Hurricane Irma was coming to hit me, I made a joke to one of my friends. I said I'm gonna be singing "Under the Sea," literally under the sea, right? That was a joke.
You're in the situation, it's different. I feel like you're allowed to talk about it. If you're about to get hit by a fucking hurricane, you might as well speak lightly. But if you're on the outside looking in and you're just fuck them, then Get a life. Fuck you.
Well, not just that. I mean, but my thing was actually a joke, and they laughed. The people who I told, but this is just hateful. Like, I really hope that they drown. Like, what are you trying to prove, bro? I just don't understand that mentality.
Yeah, that's just a lot. There's just a lot of people on the internet like that. It's the same category of people who will tell you to kill yourself just because, I don't know, they don't like that you have
you're good
subscribers
at
or something.
Because you're good at Xenoverse, or because you say, I hope that Goku loses against Jiren.
Wow, man, kill yourself. You're stupid. Like, wow, okay. Why?
I mean, I didn't say I hope it happens. I said I think it will happen. I think it'd be cool if it happened. Zeon, let me ask Zeon about this. I haven't gotten his thoughts on it. I know you don't watch my videos, but I very bravely stated that I predict that Jiren will still eliminate Goku, even with a new form.
I was listening to you talking about that. Yeah, I've been listening to chat for a bit now.
So what do you think about that? I think it makes sense, and I think it builds the story for a future fight later on. I just think that having Goku beat this guy now is just not long-term thinking. If that makes sense.
See, okay, like I don't, because it's possible. Like, but I think the one thing that'll stop that from happening is just like from a narrative standpoint is the fact that Goku already lost against Hit in the last tournament. So if Goku takes the L in like this upcoming tournament again, like if he loses
he did lose 2 tournaments in Dragon Ball though. I just want to say that.
True. But that was like like a character building thing. Where this is just like that was like Universe 6. Now this is like the big multiverse tournament. Like this is like as big as the tournaments are going to get as far as like. Unless they bring in the other 4 universes that were cut out of this.
Which they will, because Dokkan needs more cards, but continue.
Of course. And of course, we need like Xenoverse 3 to have like 15,000 more characters.
Bro, I will say one thing before you keep going. Dion, bro, with the way this tournament's coming out, bro, he's right. Xenoverse 3 might end up having like 500 characters, bro, if they put everybody in. Like,
you forget the DLC packs.
There's the potential for it, and that's what I mean, people would want to see that, but what people don't understand about Xenoverse versus like Tenkaichi is there's a reason they don't have as many characters as those other games, and that's because they actually try to put effort into making people have different combo strings and stuff like that. Whereas Tenkaichi, they were like, oh, you want another character? Okay, you're gonna have the exact same like punching style as X, Y, and Z, and there's like not a lot of depth in that. But in Xenoverse, I think they're gonna they have to one up what they had in Xenoverse 2, because that's what a sequel kind of is, and they're gonna add like probably Jiren and Dispo and Topo, but they're not gonna add like everybody. But there's the potential, because they could add everybody. But the way I see it is, if they keep making their customization options a lot better, then just let us be able to create them. Like get that good.
Well, if you're a PC gamer, you already got these characters already in there,
Yeah, exactly. The mods and stuff like that.
So Zion, what were you saying about the narrative?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, because narratively, because he already took the loss, and to have him lose 2 turns in a row would be kind of weird. But it is a possibility.
Would you like to see it?
I would be fine with it. I don't get butthurt over Goku losing. I think that makes him a little bit more human. The fact that he isn't this invincible god king amongst all the other characters. But yeah,
I think if it's setting something up, like it could set, like we mentioned Frieza earlier. Like if Frieza ultimately has this goal at the end, and yes, Goku happens to lose in the tournament, but the tournament is actually setting something else up where it's like a bigger, actually serious. Not sort of, well, I mean, the tournament is serious, but if it's setting something up, then maybe Goku will still, despite losing the tournament, he'll be Mr. Hero in the bigger grand scheme of things.
Well, at the end of the day, like, if they want Super to go on longer, there's more potential for development if they have Universe 7 lose and then come back from a loss, narratively speaking, then have them win and then stand at the top of this current, bracket.
But if they lose, I mean, we remember the consequence for losing, right? So, like, what happens there? Like, some people think that, or at least Dino said that, Universe 6, if they pull the win, then Champa returns the favor to Beerus or something. where he wished Beerus gave them an Earth, and maybe Champa, if Universe 6 wins, lets them keep their universe. That's
I just had a horrible.
What if?
Oh man, I hope like Kale or Khalifa doesn't just win this tournament.
No, I don't
that'll
think
make me mad.
I think, but I do think they're going to have more storylines in the future with them. I don't think they're going to just let them go. I just think they're going to have more angles with them in the future. You know,
and in the future,
you can kind of tell who Toei is kind of protecting.
Who they care about.
Exactly. See, I'm going to use wrestling terminology because it's the best thing that makes sense. They're protecting Kale and Khalifa for future storylines. Hit as well, Kaba. I don't think Botamo, Magetta, the Universe 3 or 4, maybe Ribrianne, maybe not. I think they're protecting
Ribrianne needs to go. I'm so tired of her character.
A lot of people hate her, bro. A lot of people hate her. Zeon hates Khalifa.
Well, I say, like, are Gabby and I the only ones who like Ribrianne?
I like Ribrianne too.
I do not like Ribrianne.
But
I think
that's
she's
the
kind
thing.
of.
I think the reason
that's because you hate fat people.
No, I think the reason people don't like her, and myself included, but I'll be completely honest, it's because of her, and it shouldn't be because of her appearance, all right? It should not be, but it just is. Like, that's the only reason. Like, it's hard for, like, when she's on screen, I'm just like, I'm watching, and again, like, it shouldn't be this way, because she's not, like, poorly written or anything. Like, she's a fun character, but if she looked different, I think there would not be as much hatred towards her. It's literally based off of her appearance that people don't like her, even though that's maybe not a good reason not to like her, but that's just kind of how people are. People are used to these badass designs, and then Ribrianne shows up and it's like, oh, okay, she can beat up.
Majin Buu was the last villain of Dragon Ball. He was this big fat man-child thing.
Yeah, true, but he had to grow on people. That's the thing. Like Ribrianne.
I guess so.
Yeah, so maybe she grow on people.
I guess for me, I prefer Dragon Ball, like early Dragon Ball with the more comedic elements where character designs could be sillier and wackier and stuff.
Yeah, they didn't take themselves too seriously.
I guess to say the reason why I don't like Rebrand is I don't dislike her character. I just don't like the fight that she's had with Goku. They're dragging that shit on way too much right now. Like the last
they're only
4
showing
episodes.
Glimpses of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the last 4 episodes just keeps going back to their fight. It's like they're still fighting. Like, do something.
We're gonna have something happen here, guys. Just wait. But something has to give in the next episode if Goku's gonna fight Jiren.
That's right.
Maybe Jiren will just show up and one-shot her really quick, and then their fight will start. Like, can you guys just not?
I was gonna say one thing about Super that I find interesting, and the thing is about Super is, it's got a lot of problems. Zeon will agree with that. Mm-hmm. One of the things about Super that I do find interesting, though, is we keep talking about if Goku loses, they can build for the future. And I don't remember Dragon Ball and Z having this, where, I feel like with Dragon Ball and Z, the old manga or whatever, I feel like every arc had, a conclusion that was conclusive, and you could have ended the series. Obviously, we know there's a lot of BS rumors about when Toriyama was going to end the series, but, I feel like the end of every arc had a beginning, middle, and end. I feel like with Super, you have this tournament built up from Zeno's appearance at the end of Universe 6. Then we took a complete U-turn with the Trunks arc, but that did bring in the future Zeno, which is going to have something to do with this tournament. And then, if Goku loses, then, to Jiren, that could build up another tournament later on. So I feel like Super, and I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or not, but I feel like Super is maybe doing a better job. I don't know if better's the right word, but a more effective job of building for the future. Am I making sense here? I feel, but also I wonder if it's even something that they're thinking about.
Well, I mean, it's hard to build for the future when you know that it takes place before the end of Z. So I feel like that's always going to be a constraint that it has. Is okay,
well, unless they move past it.
It's how far can this go? Because there's, this has to happen, right?
Well, they have to move past it. They have to. After this arc, I really think they have to move past it after this arc. I don't.
I really think they should
right over
a while ago.
Or are you talking about they're just gonna
skip past the end of Z? In other words, pick it up after Goku goes with Oob.
I agree. The problem with that is if they do skip that, then it's we don't know what's gonna happen next.
That's where it really gets good.
What if kind of like how they did with Battle of Gods? they remade it in Super? What if they remade the end of Z in Super, like their own iteration?
I think they will. I am calling it right now. They're going to remake the end of Z, and they're going to use the Toriyama Kanzenban ending, where he gives Oob the Kintone Cloud.
Damn it! Wrong button. Wrong button.
Yanko, were you going to say something?
Yeah, but okay. It was going back to your point about the story of Super as a whole. So, like, basically, I feel like what they've done with the story beats is essentially they've given a lot more world building, and they've focused more on having more plot threads. So with
expanding the universe.
Whoa, you sound like a robot, bro.
So with Z,
yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, Dion, you sound like a robot there for a minute.
My bad. Keep going. I'm gonna fix that.
Yeah. Yanko,
Dion's lagging.
Yeah, real bad. Yanko, go ahead, bro. Sorry, keep going. Yanko.
Z, it was very linear. So as you said, the story was arc by arc, and to a point, Toriyama did not like gonna happen beyond a certain arc. Whereas now with Super, it just feels like everything. Well, the writers at least are considering the overall story, and they have an end goal and a beginning, middle, and end, and they want to keep certain threads open, and they want to reuse elements from the previous series, and that's what makes it feel like it's connected to the main story, as in Dragon Ball, rather than like something like GT. So I think this is a really good decision and a conscious decision by the writers.
I think so too, but do you think they're relying too much on nostalgia? Because they've pulled every trick out in the book, okay? Frieza, Future Trunks, we saw Boo fight for a while, we saw Kaioken, we're gonna see the Genki Dama. I feel like they've pulled everything. Now we got Girl Broly. Like, I feel like they've pulled every piece of nostalgia that the fans love. You know,
not yet.
What's
not
left?
Yet.
What's left?
There's one thing, and this is like
Bardock.
No. Okay, yes, but God willing, hopefully not. There's one thing. There's one thing that I need to see in this fucking tournament. I want to see Jiren knock Goku the fuck out of that ring, and then Goku rocket himself back in by using a foot Kamehameha.
I would love that.
I can see that happen.
Shit. Like, I want that so bad, because I'm like, Super, you're such a fan service series. Like, you're like 99% fan service. Give me this one fucking thing. That's all I want.
No, here's the fan service I want. I want Jiren to beat the crap out of Goku, and he's hanging over the ledge with one hand, and then Jiren looks down at him and puts his hand on his hand and goes, "Hail to the king," and then throws him down, bro. Or "Long live the king." I screwed up the damn line. Long live the king. Bro, that would be the most alpha thing, bro. What?
Universe 11.
That would.
Am I still roboting? Question mark.
You sound better now.
Okay.
People are asking me to invite other people, dude. They're not around. Like, no, stop asking for me to invite people. Let me go call up Quinn, who's asleep right now.
Hey, can you go wake up?
Quinn's asleep at this hour?
Dude, Quinn goes to bed at like noon.
That explains why, like, whenever I do talk to him, it's like really early in the morning, right after I've gotten off of work.
Yep. Well, you know how he is. No, we were all kind of like that in a way, bro. You know?
True. Yeah.
Night owls, bro. Yeah, man. So I think I don't know, bro. I just think that Goku losing is gonna work. But you know what? I'll be honest, bro. Like, after this tournament, I don't want any more tournaments for a really long time. Like, I want an actual arc with a villain. I want a good story. I'm asking too much for Super. I know that, but
oh, Danny, you can't say that. Like, you're gonna upset people. Super is a perfect creation.
Dude,
it has no flaws.
Zeon, you realize, bro, that every time I criticize Super, somebody says that I hate the series, and every time I praise it, somebody says that I'm a fanboy. I can't win. I cannot win, bro.
I mean, that's pretty much the
that's the world, right? Like,
yeah,
but isn't that's how it is with everything. Like, even in politics, which I'm not gonna get into, but like, let's say in video games, like, Do you have a PS4 or an Xbox? I have a PS4. You hate the Xbox. You hate Microsoft, and you piss in Bill Gates' mouth. No, I bought a PS4.
It's just kid mentality, man. After a while, everyone just like, it is what it is. So whoever says that just needs to mature up, you know?
I mean, the internet's full of children, and like being behind like that wall of anonymity, like they don't have to face consequences, so they can say whatever the fuck they want. Like, in real life, this shit would never happen because they'd get fucking punched.
Of course, but I mean,
that's all it is. Everyone who does it, everyone who jumps someone's ass and starts insulting them, is a bunch of fucking dickless pussies.
No, you're right.
Who just like their lives are so fucking hollow and empty that they need to like make themselves feel important by pushing someone else down. And yeah, because they know the other person can't do anything. Because what are you gonna say? Like, oh man, fuck you, and then they get like a fucking thrill because you noticed them for five goddamn seconds to tell them to go fuck themselves.
The worst one ever, bro. It's happened.
I love Xeon.
Bro. It's happened twice. It's happened twice to me in the past month. There was a kid who was talking shit to me. I blocked him, and then on Twitter he tweets at Dino. This is comedy. He tweets at Dino, and he's like, "Look what he did! Look what he did!" And I'm just like, "You are tattling to a grown man about another grown man. Like, this is beyond like a certified hoe. Like you are the Albert Einstein of pussies, bro. You're at the top. Like, how do you do that and look at yourself in the mirror, bro?" I think somebody tweeted I think it was at Dino and I think at Afro, who I've only spoken to a couple times, and they were like, "Look what he did! He's an asshole!" And I'm just like, dog, if I block you, it's for a reason, bro. And then when you look into the reason, it's like, oh, okay, well, you called him a dickless piece of shit, and you said that he deserves to die. All right,
dickless piece of shit.
Dickless.
That's such a funny phrase.
I think that's gonna be my new insult for people.
Yeah.
You should use it, bro. Dickless piece of shit. I used to say it. Yeah, no, you don't sound like a robot anymore, bro, so we're good. By the way, for those of you who are just joining us again, I want to reiterate for the new people, this is the live stream. All donations, it's a charity stream. All donations, all super chat donations are going to go to AmeriCares for Hurricane Irma, Maria, and Harvey. Tons and tons and tons of people have donated. I can't say everybody's name, but everybody who did donate, I'm going to put, if AmeriCares will allow me to do it, I will put your name in a list of, like, when I donate it, your name will be on the list. So they'll see it, and maybe even the people who are going to get the help will see it. I really don't know, but you will be credited. So, just letting everybody know.
I love your transitions. Like, it's just dickless piece of shit. And then, by the way, guys.
If my dick still gets hard at this age, by the way, guys, donate to the... Yeah, I know.
I love it.
Yeah. Speaking of your dick, Danny, like I'm going to stroke it for a moment to say, like, it's really like it's really great that, like, you have like this huge following, and like horrible shit happens to people you don't even know, and you're like fucking charity stream. Every fucking cent goes to this cause to help this. Like, that is some. That is just some pure, great altruistic shit. Like the type of shit that gives me faith in humanity for like 5 goddamn seconds.
Well,
I completely agree.
I appreciate it. I've never done this before. Like, I've never done anything like that. I know that H3H3 did really good recently. 'Cause here's the thing. I used to hate H3H3. And then
Why?
Why? I just thought he was obnoxious. But once he did that stream, I was kind of like... he's not so bad. And that goes back to the whole... when I say hate, I don't mean like hate him as a person. I mean like I didn't like his content. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like,
What?
Oh, never mind.
I don't know who spoke. Somebody spoke, but I don't know who it was.
No, but I was just saying I was never a big fan of H3's content. But that goes back to what I was saying earlier about how you don't know people. Like, you don't know, like, people will talk shit about a person on the internet. You don't know shit about them. You don't know anything. You don't know nothing. You don't know anything. You cannot judge a person based on a couple tweets and a couple videos. You can't. I got 1,000 videos, bro, and 80% of my subs don't even know what I look like. You don't know shit. You don't know what I'm holding in my hand right now, my dick. You don't know what I'm holding in my left hand right now, my balls. You don't know,
man. I think people know us pretty well. For example, let's do a test. What kind of color underwear am I wearing right now? Let's see who can guess it.
Pink.
None.
Oh, heavens.
I have to check.
Well, by the time you get done playing Dion, it'll be yellow and brown. See, that's what you should have said, Dion.
Girl, I ain't winning over here. I just won.
I know you're winning.
But I want to hear it out of his mouth. Who just won that last round?
But Dion is not trash talking. He should have jumped in right away and said, when I get done with you, it'll be yellow and brown. That's what he should have said.
I'm a nice guy. I don't like to hurt his feelings. I don't want to make them yellow and brown. All right? I don't want to do that to the man.
Why? Because you're the one losing.
Oh, no, I'm not the one losing. He happened to win the last round, but I've won the majority.
See, when I beat you and use Vegeta, I feel good. Because I know it's your favorite character.
All right. Somebody asked me about. I'm gonna real quick just go through some of these super chats real quick. The Jiren hype is real. The terrible thing is Goku getting knocked unconscious, then transforming. That would be different if he gets knocked out. Possible Gohan has ki from another planet. Oh, Goku has ki from another planet for the Genki Dama. Where is he getting the Genki Dama energy, bro?
What if?
Yeah, that's what I've been wondering too.
We've all been
wondering.
wondering.
From Zeno. Because let's say this. Let's say theoretically, it's like anybody in the crowd wants to give me energy just to see this cool attack, do it right now, and the Zenos raise their hands, and he gets all his power from that.
That's one thing I don't think we've discussed. Hold on, because whenever people think about Goku's new form, I forget who brought up Goku being knocked unconscious.
One of the donators brought it up, which was let me see, James Honeycutt. That's a great last name.
People think that people kind of presume Goku's gonna have this big kind of brawl with Jiren while he's in that form, but I could definitely see him getting knocked out first, like in his blue form, and then again getting up, because he might not even use that form like for the entire fight. Like it might just be kind of like towards the end he pulls out this form out of his ass after he gets knocked out, and he just has to retaliate with something. It might not even be one of those things where he's just like brawling with Jiren the entire time with this form, because he does look all banged up in the art.
Yeah, without a shirt, and you know when Goku's shirtless, it means he's serious.
Whenever he does that pose where he's like looking backwards,
yes,
where he's like flexing as hard as he can and just not looking backwards all the way, but just slightly tilted. That's how you know somebody has wrong with this man.
No, the best one ever, bro, was the Piccolo entrance, bro, which is still one of my favorite moments in the anime. When he shows up to fight King Piccolo and he kicks freaking Drum's eyeball out, and then he...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in the manga it was great, but in the anime, he has that look on his face, and they play that awesome Kikuchi song, which I don't remember hearing again, like maybe one other time, where it's like dun 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 dun. That's not the song, but whatever. They play that awesome song, bro, and that was like the most badass Goku moment ever. And then we saw it again when he fought Nappa, and again when we fought Riku. I know Gabby did a video with Zeon about the hero. What was the video called? Not Zeon. Gabby and Lance did the video about Goku's. What was it called? The hero's entrance?
Hero's journey. Hero's entrance. Yeah, the hero's entrance.
Because they did it 3 times, dude. They did it in the Piccolo saga, the Saiyan arc, and in Riku.
He did it twice. In the fucking Frieza
twice
arc.
In the Frieza saga. Fuck. 4 times. And you know what?
He shows up to kick the shit out of the fucking Ginyu Force, and he shows up again to kick the shit out of Frieza.
And you could even make an argument when he wakes up from the heart virus and he's outside and the ocean is like spread apart like he's freaking Moses or something. That's another one right there.
Well, he did have a god complex. I mean, he ended up becoming one, so I guess it all led up to something. That was all just brilliant writing. He knew he was going to be a god. That's why he split the sea.
Oh, Dion.
Toriyama had that plan the
Dion, thanks for reminding me. You just hit me with something else I want to real quick discuss. During the promotion for this, we haven't even talked about this. Jeez, I forgot all about it. We have not even talked about, thank you, Mike, friend, $155. That's a very, very thankful for that. He says, when are you going to go to Japan? I don't know yet. Thank you, Lauren Kurzer. Okay. Ignore the trolls, blah, blah, blah. Watch your videos. They put us any viewers. Keep killing it. Great things will come. P.S. Zeon is the fucking man. Well, that's good.
Oh, that's like, because every time I look at the comment chat, it's like someone telling me, like, can you just get rid of Zeon already? I'm like, I haven't even been a dick yet.
You haven't said anything. Yeah, you haven't.
I have been on fairly good behavior. I haven't said anything mean about Super. Hell, Danny's been meaner about Super since I've been in this call.
I have been.
Everyone here has just been honest about Super. So that's what people can't accept is the truth.
We didn't even talk about this one, bro. What about when they said the work of the gods is complete? We didn't even talk about that. What does that mean?
What is that from?
Okay, when they first revealed Goku's form with the back shot with the red poster, it said the work of the gods is complete. I don't know if they're talking about. See, the thing is, here's the thing about Japan that people need to understand. They love to bait and switch us, and they love to overhype things. Okay, so we don't know if it means something or not, or what it means. But the point is, they said the work of the gods complete, and people are like, "Oh, it has to be the new form," and I'm thinking, what if it's not? Like, what could that mean? Like, the work of the gods is complete. Like, what does that mean? What work?
See, okay, like I don't want to get too hyped about that or start speculating too much because remember, like the last time we had like an ambiguous quote, "The worst wish in history,"
and it was Frieza.
Frieza's back,
and he lost.
Oh. It's like, oh, okay. The worst wish in history. Frieza shows up in jobs. Okay.
Dude, do you remember? I think it was, okay, I think this is, by the way, Dino, I watched an old video with you and Quinn, which was before Resurrection F. And it was funny. No, it was pretty cool, but I think it was you or Thundershot. This is like before I did YouTube. Somebody, Xeon, one of these guys, I forget who it was, made a video and they said that they believed that Goku, that the worst wish, this is before we knew it was Frieza, that the worst wish in history was going to be...
Evil Goku, I think.
No, not that one. That one, well, we got that eventually. There was the one that was, I forgot who it was, said that the worst wish was going to be Goku wishing to access the other universes, and then they would bring in to our universe these malevolent higher level gods that are going to end up ruining our lives. I thought that was
Thunder said that.
I thought that was a great freaking idea, dude.
Who just ripped ass? I heard of ripped ass.
It was my chair. It wasn't me.
Yeah, sure it was. Dion ripped ass.
I think.
No, I'm pretty sure it was Thunder who said that. I remember that conversation.
Yeah, I think that was the idea. He was because he wanted to fight some tough guys, so he wished for access to the other universes, and then that would lead to like another, a movie. I think that would have been better than Frieza. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But Frieza kind of set. Well, I mean, again, I say sets up loosely just because they didn't know that there was going to be a Dragon Ball Super when they made Resurrection F. But
all right.
It set up him being in the tournament arc, I guess. But again, like that only kind of happened because they were like, Frieza was just fan service. I mean, let's be real.
Well,
that was just like people know Frieza. He's an iconic face. That's somebody they can show.
Everything in Super is fan service.
Pretty much.
Like everything has been fan service. Like the entire Tournament of Power has been fan service. Like friggin' bringing back Future Trunks, giving people evil Goku, having a girl Broly. All of this has been fan service. The series has just been like please love our show. Here, you want this? Here, have this. Well, we'll suck your dick. For God's sake, just watch our goddamn show and buy our toys.
They've still got Oob in their back pocket, bro. Don't forget.
Yeah, that's... Like, as soon as those ratings start to tank, that's when you're going to get your time jump. As soon as those ratings start going down, we're going to get a time jump, oob, boom, post-Z, written by Toriyama.
I certainly hope so.
I want to know something. Why do people like Oob so much?
Is it
just because he's powerful?
Well, yeah, it's minority representation. It's...
yeah, he's a little Ethiopian kid.
Yeah.
That's why.
In today's day and age, it's only politically correct to have, more diversity.
Because you know what's funny about Oob is when you watch GT, I feel like he was terribly misrepresented. I think that because think about GT, like Oob was built up to be like the next guy, and he ends up just being a jobber to freaking baby Vegeta. So I just feel like they didn't even have him reach his potential as being the next guy.
Yeah, that is like one of my biggest issues with fucking GT is like.
And you love GT. You're a certified GT fanboy.
Oh yeah, of course, right? Yeah. I certainly don't think it's flawed in any way. Yeah, no. But no, like fucking like one of my biggest issues is just like how they treated Oob, because like Oob just felt like such an obvious character. Like, yeah, we're gonna like that's where you take the story next, and then they just didn't do that.
No, it was Pan.
It was similar to how they did.
Didn't do with Pawn either. Like Pawn got fucking sidelined after the fucking baby arc. Like she's there, but she jobs too. She's there to get in the way.
Right. Dion?
No, I was gonna say I'm trying to think. They did that with somebody else as well.
Wow. What?
Hold on. I'm died and he's puzzled. I don't know why. But they did that with somebody else too, where they just kind of like they're setting him up, and then all of a sudden, nope, just kidding. He's not gonna do anything. Like I'm trying to remember because
Dr. Rota was the most recent example.
Yeah.
I still don't know what he does.
In Z, I feel like.
Well, Gohan. I mean, he wound up shitting the bed.
To a degree, yeah.
Gohan shat the Gotenks shat the bed too.
Yeah, God, both pretty much all of the progeny of Goku who were built up to be the next guy just went on to do. I mean, like Gohan's getting like his moments now, like, but you know, I mean, but even now, like it took like how long? And his big follow up, like he had his big passing the torch moment. This was gonna be like his ascension into main characterhood, and like he shows up, gets his ass kicked, and makes fucking Boo even stronger than he was before. It's like, great job. You're the hero we really deserved.
You're the guy who couldn't catch an earring. Piece of shit.
Man, that was hard.
He threw that earring really fast, though. Come on.
That is true.
He didn't have his glasses on. He couldn't see it coming.
But
yet
the
dude's faster than light.
Gohan caught bullets earlier in the arc. Exactly. That's all I gotta say. Yeah. He caught bullets earlier in the arc, and well, to be fair, maybe Goku throws harder and faster than a bullet, but still.
That's the only way. The headcanon right
really,
there.
Toriyama hates Gohan. That's why he did that. Come on.
Oh,
thing is, like, you would think if Goku threw that earring at full force, he would have like shot it like 5 feet through the ground.
Bro, all I know is that Toriyama was gonna take a shit, but his editor told him not to, so he didn't do it. He got constipated as a result.
Oh, speaking of Gohan, by the way, I don't know if you guys have discussed this at all, but we do see in the intro of Super, he's like kind of like, you know, in the last arc, you had Goku and Vegeta as like the ending of the outro. I mean, of the intro sort of thing, like they're on the final screen where they're just like powered up looking at you, and it's like, okay. And then they ended up being kind of like the main duo of that particular arc. Do you think, because now it's Gohan, and that's always something that's got me, like it's Gohan and Goku are flying up at the end of the intro, and it's like the Tournament of Power thing. So it's like,
you mean Gohan the outro?
No, the intro, right? Like at the very end, it shows Gohan
that's
and
the
Goku
outro.
flying up.
It was that.
Oh, because the intro has all the fighters together. Next to each other. The outro, yeah. Well, the thing about those outro theories is that one in particular had some ground, except for we're getting a new outro with the special. That outro's done.
I can't wait for that.
Do you like the song, Yonko? Because I like the song, but I think it's a little too fast.
I actually haven't heard it. So
there's a new song? I don't know. I'm going to look that up now, because I'm curious.
Yeah, there's a new song. Yeah, part of it already leaked. Well, like a minute of it. Yeah, I think it's a little too fast. Huh?
No. I was just saying he leaking, but because you said he leak. But go ahead.
He leaking.
That's slang.
Call the amber lamps.
He leaking.
He leaking.
If you're beating someone's ass in Xenoverse, that's kind of like what we say. It's like, oh, he leaking.
Yeah. So to use it in a sentence, Dion leaking. Hey Dion, by the way, I invited you.
On opposite day. But yeah, anyways, didn't mean to interrupt. When you said leaking, I thought of that. I haven't heard the new song either.
It's like I look at the questions, bro, in the chat, and it's like people are just. Somebody said this is easy money. This is money for a fucking charity. So is he implying that I'm gonna keep the money, bro? Is that the implication that I'm keeping it? You realize if I keep this money, I'm literally ruining my own career, bro? You're out of here, bro. Like I don't understand people and the shit that they say, dude. Like I literally go in the chat to look at questions, and it's like bullshit. But there's some good people in there, but you always gotta deal with the one asshole that say something retarded like that.
That's just.
I think it's just these people are grade A pieces of shit who would keep the money, so they assume you're also a grade A piece of shit.
I don't need to keep the money. I wouldn't even be doing this. I would if I was gonna keep the money, I would do the stream and not even call it a charity stream. I would just do a stream.
True.
You know.
Yeah.
So this guy Joseph Dekelaita who donated, he says, "Do you think Goku acquires Angel Key? Strange energy seems like this series focused on the Grand Priest's eyes, and now Goku it seems like it's training with Whis. That's been the theme." Well, we never established that angels have different ki.
Yeah,
no, they never did.
They just they call it the ki of a deity, like, and that's kind of like Whis and Beerus fall into that same category. It's not like at least from what I know, there's no separation. It's not like, oh, Beerus has this kind and Whis has this kind. It's just, I think they all fall under the deity category.
Yeah, divine keys or divine energy is what they call in the dub, I think.
Right.
Which is weird because they still say Super Saiyan God, but they don't say God Ki. I don't know. The Super Dub, I like the Super Dub, but I feel like the Kai Dub is better. I'm enjoying the Z.
Agreed.
Why is that dub better than the Super Dub? Like, why? Like,
do you mean in terms of performance or in terms of the lines that they use?
Both. Because the Super Dub adds a lot of... Like, the Super Dub is weird. The Super Dub is like a mix of the old Z Dub and the Kai Dub to where it's accurate, but they still take liberties. Whereas the Kai Dub, there's a lot less liberties taken. I'm not really sure why. That's the thing. I'm not sure why that is.
I've been thinking about that, and I was thinking that it could just be because, like, Super is, like, the new series, and this is, like... it's here to, bring back old fans of Dragon Ball Z and whatnot. People who grew up on the original dub. So they're used to these liberties being taken, throw in a few extra dumb jokes that don't need to be there. And that's why because Vegeta's voice, because I've noticed Sabbath's voice, he's doing, like, his Z
his
voice.
Gravelly,
he's doing that shitty gravelly voice he used to do instead of his Kai voice. Which I was just like, no, the Kai voice sounded so much better. And now, and he did the Kai voice for the first two movies. And now that they're into Super, it's like, oh, he's back to his, like, gravelly, voice again. I don't like that voice.
But his Piccolo seems to be consistent all the way through.
I mean, he didn't really change his Piccolo that much. I mean, he just, like, I feel like his Piccolo just isn't as deep as it was. And that just may be a limitation of his voice.
Asura God of Wrath says, I love the stream. Do you think it's possible the Demon Realm, where Dabura is from, is part of the next arc? If you like the Demon Realm,
no, they're going to keep that. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They're going to keep that in Heroes.
Yeah, because the whole storyline behind Heroes is the Demon Realm.
I think that's going to be the next thing for Xenoverse 3. Like, I'm confident about that.
Yeah, they have to bring Dabura into this.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Toa is...
Well, Dabura is being added in the next DLC, number one.
That's right.
And two, like, where else do you go after this? It's got to be the war. I think Xenoverse 3 is going to let you choose between being a good guy and bad guy. And it's going to be about the war. And that will be fucking dope.
That will be amazing, dude.
I'm wet.
See, they need to have some sort of, like, or even just a faction system, because now you can go to, I like how we just seamlessly switched over to Xenoverse, but you can, like, seamlessly, seamlessly, I use that word again for no reason. Seamlessly, that's the word of the day. You can go to, like, Frieza's faction, and you can go to, like there's different areas you can go to depending on your race and, like, do certain things. But it doesn't actually, like, do anything. Like, I would like if they had, like, moves specific to, like, maybe certain faction. Like, oh, if you're a bad guy, you can do this. Oh, if you're...
Do you want to make a video and talk about this? Because you can.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I can now because I don't...
Just do that.
Yeah,
no more
conflict. Yeah, before he wasn't allowed to make videos with opinions on games.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of his job?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to say this real quick. Dion, can you tell the people, because a lot of people think, dude, you work for a gaming company, you play games all day, I wish I had that job.
Everybody's pet peeve there is to hear that, because you don't.
No, you don't. Like, you have to, like, do paperwork. You have to do paperwork and shit, bro. Like,
it's a bunch of you basically, I had to write, like, maybe just think about it like you have to write some sort of article every single day, and you had to write, and you were judged by how many of those things that you wrote. And they're called, they're bugs pretty much. Like, you write bugs, but the format in which you write them is they're actually, like, nicely written legal format, and you had to write just, like, multiple amounts of those every single day. You're given, like, a portion of whatever game X or game Y, and you just repeat that over and over again, finding any issues possible for 12 hours. So it's not like you're playing and, like, enjoying a game. Like, you're busting your ass to, like, find any issues that you can.
Well,
and go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that. Yeah, you're doing QA. That's how it is in all software companies. QA just finds problems. But what I think is kind of funny, Dion, not just where you worked, but a friend of mine wanted to get into game design, and I remember years ago he went to college for it. And all these people think that, okay, I'm going to get into game design and I'm going to make a game. I'm going to make the next GTA or the next Dragon Ball or the next whatever, or make my own characters, not realizing that, no, you're going to sit in front of a monitor and type out code for hours.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get...
It takes a huge team. I mean, there's rare cases, but, like, you're going to be a cog in a machine. So, like, there's the QA cog, and there's the coding area, and there's the graphical design. Like, there's so many, and there's, like, a bunch of different people who are well-trained for each. I don't know why you said pause on cog, but...
just in case.
Yeah, you get the point.
I don't trust anybody named Cog. Keep going.
You want my cog?
I'll give you my cog.
I like how that pops him more than anybody. Keep going.
Who's eating chips? I'll take this chip and eat it.
Oh, I was unwrapping a protein bar.
Oh, okay.
Greatest anime line in history, by the way.
What if
I'll take this chip?
Yeah,
and eat it.
It's just funny because, like, as a kid, you want to, like, because, obviously everybody grew up loving video games. You want to grow up and make your own fighting game. Like, oh, I want to make this character. Like, I made this, when I was a kid, right, I used to draw a lot. And I made this awesome fucking fighting game in my own head where it was going to be a bunch of ninjas fighting. And I was like, man, this is going to make $1 million. And then, like, when you grow up, you realize that it's never going to happen. Like, unless you have, like, extreme connections or you can actually go out to Japan or something, you're going to be just sitting in front of a monitor. Huh?
My bad. Unless you're Jaden Smith and you get to make your own anime.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you come from money, pretty much.
Exactly. Like you're going to be in front of a monitor. Like, you're not even going to design these ninjas. You're going to be in front of a character looking at code all day. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
Don't get me wrong, because I mean, I guess I can say this now. Dino sent me an invite again, by the way. But I can say this now. Like, one of my goals in like life, I guess this is somewhat of it's not really an announcement, because again, this is like end goal, like way off into the future. But like, I want to make my own game. Like, that's part of the reason why I got into the industry, and just kind of like learn the ins and outs of, I feel like the best experience is actually doing it. And that's kind of what my whole ambition was when I kind of went for it. And there is a way, like, I'm going to bring this up because Dino's going to laugh, but RuneScape, I don't know how many people have heard of RuneScape, but that was started there was just 3 brothers who had this idea, and they're working from like their mom's room. And now, like, I just love the story behind it, because now it's like one of the most popular and successful MMOs that ever came out. And like, these guys are like set for life. And it just started with an idea and like a couple guys who knew code, and they just had like this little idea, and it became something huge. So it's about taking steps and actually taking action and learning what you need to learn, because it can be done. It's going to start out very difficult, especially if you're trying to do your own thing. But, just don't think it's going to be glamorous. Like, no, you don't just play games all day. You're looking at code and you are busting your ass. You're staring at a screen until your eyes turn bloodshot. And it's what you got to be willing to do if you want to be successful.
Yeah, basically what Deanna's saying, me and Deanna are going to make the next Dragon Ball game. It'll be the best one ever. Also, join my invite.
Just make sure that you have Basil, because one of the things that's going to suck about fighters is, and we don't know for sure, but I don't think Basil's going to be in the game, and I really wanted to use kicking combos with him, and that sucks that we can't have
Dude,
him.
Basil is such a side character that he was added into Dokkan as just his boss card.
I know.
No, not even that. He was added into Dokkan as part of Bergamo's attack. That's much of a side. Are you going to join his room?
You did. I said send me another invite, son.
But dude, imagine the awesomeness of Basil's kicking combos in that game. Or imagine if you play fighters and you can poison people like Lavender, dude, and then their health bar goes down a little bit like that.
Or like Frost.
Yeah, with a stinger.
It reminds me of the poison dude in Street Fighter 5. What was his name? Fang?
There you go.
But it might be super, but the things like poison, it's a double-edged sword, because they can be super OP if they do too much, but in other cases they can be useless. Like in Xenoverse, Frost actually does have his poison thing, but that thing does nothing. Like, you'll get poison and it's just like,
he sucks in that game.
Yeah, he doesn't. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I did not like playing with him. Huh?
I said it's not useful.
Actually, Halusa Twin, thank you for your donation. Also, let me check the question here. Goku uses a spirit bomb. This is from Carlos Taylor. Hits it back. Goku absorbs it and gets a new form. I mean, that could happen. I mean, we talked about him possibly absorbing the move. It is possible.
He did that in what movie was it? With Super 13?
Movie 7, yeah. Dragon Ball Z Movie 7.
But, again, that would be... I think that's along the lines of the quote, fan service that is so popular in this particular chat. Because, I mean that's not considered... I know everybody's different when it comes to what's canon and not canon, but it's definitely not a part of the main storyline.
Would it bother you? Would it bother you if it happened? If Goku absorbed the game?
My whole thing is, as long as something is done correctly and like it's executed well, I don't mind it. Like even if it seems fan service, just do it right. Okay, you're gonna do fan service thing, just do it right. That's all I ask. Like just don't. So it's all about execution. Like I wouldn't mind it, but have a reason behind it. Don't just be like why would you never do this in the past and you just suddenly did it? Or is it something that you learned and mastered through training? Like it's just something that has to be, I guess, explained. And I know Xeon says nothing is explained, so I would not expect them to explain it.
Yes, explaining things is never super strong suit ever.
By the way, before we go to Yonko, cheap plug, tomorrow on Geekdom 101, the history of Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon Network. Finally, my
about goddamn time.
My grandest work ever. Yeah, I put work into it, bro. And you know what's funny?
I'm legit looking forward to that one. I want you to know that.
I appreciate that.
How long is it? I heard you say it was a longer
34
video, right?
minutes. It's like Xeon was tweeting out like how when you look at your editor and you're just like, I want to sleep right now. Like that's how it looked. Like you know what I mean? Like I worked really hard on it. I worked my ass off on that video.
I've had projects like that where it's just like, okay, I recorded, I have this idea, but oh my god, this is going to be annoying to make. Oh no, I'm gonna die.
And I was gonna announce it here, but I haven't got the video yet. Okay, well I'll give you the hint. So yesterday I did a very interesting interview. If you're on Twitter, you already kind of have a clue what's going on. Yesterday, yesterday I did a very interesting interview with a handful of people who, if you're a fan of the original Z-Dub, you're gonna appreciate it. I haven't got the video back because I'm not the one editing it. It was done at a local college in Texas. And look forward to that very soon as well. It's a very interesting and eye-opening interview. If you're a fan of the old Z-Dub, which a lot of people got into the series with the Z-Dub, even if you hate it now, you know, it was a lot of people's gateway. So that's going to be good coming up too. So, but I haven't got that video back, so I don't want to promote it yet until I have the video in my hands and I edit it. You know, you don't want to promote something you don't have done yet. So
well, I'm gonna be so angry in the comments whenever people start bringing up like, why didn't you get Falconer? He's way better. He made Dragon Ball Z.
Well, because Juan already did, and I didn't want to sign a 15-page contract saying you can't talk about this, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about this. You know. Plus, Juan already did it, bro. Like I know it's Juan,
true,
but I mean, you know, you never want to.
I know it's
I mean, thing is, though, I mean, you know, like, I mean, Juan is obviously has been dead for months now, and I feel in his memory it would be respectful to
you
go
better
back
be careful, bro.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, dead is
he's not actually dead.
Yeah. No, he isn't dead. I'm fucking around.
People are gonna think you're dead.
Some people know. People are gonna be like, "What? What?
Badass."
Right?
He's been dead for months."
So this guy named Badass Thug just donated, you know, $2. He says, "Miss my $20 snap super chat." First of all, your name is Badass Thug, but you're from Canada. I find that hard to believe, bro, unless you're a hockey player. So okay, real quick.
I listen to Drake.
Right. So, somebody said that, and I gotta Xeon. You might have insight on this because I don't really remember. I really don't remember. And I feel bad as being Geekdom 101, the legend, not knowing this. Did they ever state that the Genki Dama does no damage on pure-hearted people? I don't remember them ever saying that.
No.
Goku says if you have a pure heart, it won't hurt you.
Okay.
But I want to just because I actually
you're Android 22.
Android Series.
Android 22 right now.
Oh, my bad. Is it? Let me know if it gets better.
There you go, it's
It's a little better now. Go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, he specified that it was directed, like that specific bomb was directed at evil energy. Like, I don't think that means every spirit bomb. I think it's like he specified that when he told Gohan, he was like, "Oh, this Genki Dama is, focused on an evil opponent or something like that. It won't hurt you." But I think that was only for that one specifically.
By the way, when I said the Canadian thing, I was just kidding, bro. Just people were in there saying, "Oh, it's Canadian, bro." It's a joke. But no,
yeah, that's how
you
I
can
saw
be a
it.
thug from Canada. It's okay.
Yeah, I love Canadian. Amber's from Canada, bro, and I love her. But no, and the thing is, Dion, man, the thing is that I think people get confused because I think people believe that the Genki Dama, the spirit bomb, is meant to kill evil beings, which it did because it killed Boo, who was pure evil. But Boo also, people forget, Boo did shoot it back at Goku. Goku had to be wished to have his health back to shoot it back at him. So Boo
was able a monster.
He
was able. I just remembered that this dude was pushing it back. Like, what the hell?
And
that's actually a good topic for a video, dude.
Which
one? Because we're talking about a lot of stuff
about the spirit bomb and like it only affecting evil people.
Well, yeah. And that's
so.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was agreeing. I was saying you said yeah. I also said yeah. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that it doesn't guarantee a kill against somebody who's evil, because Frieza survived one also. He survived.
Vegeta survived one. Frieza survived one. If you think about it, the spirit bomb never really worked until Boo, and then even then he had to have the dragon wish for all of his energy. So it was all the spirit bomb plus Goku, pushing his energy into it.
That's what I'm saying. That and the movie villains got killed by it. So it's like, it's kind of an overhyped technique in many ways. Oh, of course, Omega Shenron, if you want to count that. I'm sorry, Zeon. Xinglong.
And worst of all, it's a slow attack. If you try to do it, your stamina gets broken.
I used to call it.
Trying to break his
I used to call it Lee Shenron, bro, or E Shenron and Shenlong.
Oh yeah.
I don't fucking know. I forget. The fucking 1-star dragon, bro.
Yeah. But say like, I'm surprised the dub never just went with 1-star dragon, 2-star dragon.
But they did for the episode titles. Remember the 1-star dragon.
They did. The fucking episode. Yeah, like that's all the fucking episode titles were, and then for fucking like the actual dragon names, it's like Omega Shenron, fucking
Nova Ice.
Nova Ice.
I like those names because they have that little anagram gimmick, bro. Shenron. That was clever, dude. I don't know who came up with that.
I mean,
but that's
it was clever, but also like, I feel like also like people could like argue now that fucking the 1-star dragon is 2 different fucking characters because they friggin' renamed him. They renamed him and gave him a different voice whenever he absorbed all the Dragon Balls, and it makes him come off as if he's a different character now.
But what's really funny is they purposely misspelled ice and put East Shenron, even though he's the ice dragon, to make it fit with the freaking words. Like,
yeah.
I always wondered why the hell they went that route with like the spelling of that, because it wasn't until you explained that to me I was like, oh, okay, that makes a hell of a lot more sense now.
I think Omega has a different name just because
he's Omega.
Because it's almost like how if Goku and Vegeta fuse, they're Gogeta or Vegeta.
Well, that's the thing though. Like he's not really like a fusion. He absorbed the Dragon Balls. He didn't like take in their personality traits. He got their powers. It's basically the same as saying like Majin. It's like saying like Majin Buu absorbed Gohan. And he's not Majin Buu anymore. He's still Majin Buu. He has Gohan's powers now.
No, his official manga name is Buuhan, guys.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Mystic Buuhan. It's Mystic Buuhan. All right.
No, yeah, you make a good point. He did because he kept his personality. He wasn't.
But his voice was different in the dub, right? I remember Sabbath.
Yeah. Sabbath voices him voices Omega, but someone else voices Sin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked that character to be like I know Zeon likes GT. I didn't hate GT, but I just, like with every series, some of the execution just could have been better.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, the series had some sloppy execution. I'm not even going to argue that.
Yeah, I will say this.
I like the characters introduced and like the concepts, I guess, from a conceptual standpoint.
So, cheap plug, but if you haven't watched it yet, and Zeon, you should probably check the video, even though you're not a power scaling guy. But I think as a GT fan, or as a fan of this character, you should check it out. Did a video yesterday, Strongest in Dragon Ball, Omega Shenron. And the big thing about the Omega Shenron thing that I wanted to real quick point out is that, is that in the video, I'm not going to spoil it, but Omega Shenron Yi Xinglong is a lot more powerful than I had thought. And you really have to go back and watch GT to really pick up on it. Old Kai says that he was going to decay the entire Earth and the cosmos with his negative energy, and they would eventually get to the godly realm, the heavenly realm, or the realm of the Kais. This dude was really dangerous at the time. Of course, this is before Super and Zeno and all that stuff. But it's just interesting that I think he gets that GT characters. I think get swept under the rug too much when it comes to scalers. But
dude, how strong they are! Yeah.
Okay, the thing is though, with that whole because that's specifically a reference to his negative energy, his aura, because his negative key is a corrupting energy. It decays, it erodes. So like his mere existence will. It's not so much that like he could like potentially one-shot Zeno or something like that, but his mere existence will eventually erode the entire multiverse, or at least like their entire universe.
Which is I think people forget. But the thing, I don't blame them, because some people haven't even watched GT in years.
Or not at all, and still say it sucks dick.
That's right. And that's what I'm saying, is that there's so many little things, that's like, like, this is pretty powerful. Badass Thug. Okay, look, I'm going to answer his question, but look, bro, this stream is not about you getting your question answered. It's about the donation to the Hurricanes, all right? So I'm going to answer your question, but I'm just saying, you were not being ignored. We're just having a conversation. So don't think you're being ignored, dude. It's just we're having a conversation.
Yeah, you're the only person in the chat. We are just exclusively ignoring you. Come on now.
We're just talking, yeah. He says,
like, I treated you, why you never respond? It's like, dude.
I'm getting there, bro. Give me a break here. What if this terrible thing to happen is Goku getting eliminated, Goku hype built up the whole tournament, gets a new form, good puts up a good fight, gets ringed out, barely but still, and Goku out Jiren injured. I already said that earlier! What the fuck? That's exactly what I said earlier is gonna happen.
Maybe he wrote it. No, he couldn't even written that, because you said that way early in the stream.
No, I did. I did. I wasn't yelling at him. I was just yelling because I'm a loud, Hispanic person. But I'm just.
That's racist. You can't say that. Okay, we're in America here, and we are 100% politically correct.
Oh, I'm not racist. I hate everybody equally. Trust me.
That's fine. I'm sorry. I don't mean to put him on blast or anything, but he's mad that we're ignoring him, but clearly he ignored you, and you already said that.
Well, like Zeon said, he may have joined the chat after I said it. So in his defense, that may be possible. You know what I mean?
Well, if he joined the chat after and he wasn't answered after he joined late, what are you talking about? Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's whatever, bro. It's not a big deal, but it's just thanks to everyone who donated. It's just, don't think you're being ignored. We're just having a conversation. And there are tons of chats that I haven't even been able to get to, because I just can't. Like, this is the biggest stream I've ever done as far as donations go. And like I said, it's all going to go to AmeriCares, who's doing all 3 hurricanes. I didn't want to just do I was actually surprised, because the original plan was it was just going to be Irma and Maria. But then when I saw that AmeriCares is also doing Harvey, which things are better now, so it's not going to be that much Harvey focus, I don't think. But nonetheless, dude, Puerto Rico is not supposed to have power for 6 months.
That's wild. That's why Puerto Rico needs help.
But think about it. If you lived in Puerto Rico, like you said, leave, get on a raft and swim your ass out of there. I'm just I just don't understand. Here's why maybe I'm an idiot, but I don't understand how in 2017 we have technology where we have satellites all over space. How is there power outages going on for more than 2 weeks with the kind of energy and the power that we have as a race? I'm confused about that.
Well, because we have that, I guess, type of power as a human race, not every country has the same benefits as our country.
Puerto Rico's part of America.
U.S., yes, but let's be completely real. They're not treated the same as if something happens. Not that it shouldn't be treated the same, but it's just unfortunately not treated the same as if a state on this if the state gets affected by a hurricane. You know what I mean?
By the way,
that's just.
And God Sharma wants you to say wabam. Make Dion say wabam. That's what the guy said. And he don't. There you go. It says here, okay, we got to talk about this as well. We have to clarify this. Another clarity we have to, a misconception. Joel Hernandez says, I just joined, so I might have been late, but can't Goku get infinite energy from 1718 and charge his Spirit Bomb? Big misconception there. It's kind of like how people say that, why didn't Goku Spirit Bomb kill Buu if he had Mystic Gohan's energy, who's whatever. Because the energy for the Genki Dama, for the Spirit Bomb, and this is something that I think gets lost in translation because of the word Spirit Bomb, it's not the same energy that 17 and 18 used to fight. Genki is not the same as ki. There's a big difference. Genki is health energy. In Japanese, and Herms taught me all this stuff, bro, so go question him if you think I'm bullshitting you. Genki, like when you tell somebody, are you Genki? It's like you saying, are you healthy? Like, you know, like when you get out of the hospital, hey, are you Genki? So the energy that's used for a Spirit Bomb is energy, like life energy. Like it's not like combat energy. So even though 17 and 18 do have limitless combat energy, it's not the same as Genki. Now, if they retcon it,
like stamina sort of thing. Like they have infinite stamina. Like
they never get tired.
They don't get tired. So it's not like they just have this infinite reserve of, you know, just again.
Krillin is getting screwed.
Pour out.
What did you say, Yonko?
I said poor Krillin is losing to 18 all the time.
Well, here's the thing, though. If you're with a woman that has unlimited energy, bro, I mean...
That has infinite stamina.
You're going to end up looking bad, but, I mean, whatever. You know, if she seems to be loyal to him, so... I don't know, man. My whole thing is, if I had a chick, I want her to be like Boo, because she can change her freaking face and body to... I want Majikaiyo to be my girlfriend, because that's a different chick every night. You know, shapeshifters are always the best kind of girls to have, you know?
Hey.
I would agree.
Yeah, because then they look different every weekend. You could be screwing around with, I don't know, give me somebody who's hot, who's famous, bro. I'm drawing a blank right now.
These nuts?
Yeah. I don't know.
You could have Rhyme Styles nuts at your leisure.
I literally am. Who's hot that's famous, bro? I'm literally like drawing a blank right now.
I mean, that's a matter of opinion.
Z, I don't know if I don't know if I want you to answer this, bro, because
Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
Oh, come on, like my tastes are like that fucked up or weird.
Okay. I don't know, bro, but
Brienne.
Yeah, yeah, you could have Scarlett Johansson on Monday, and then have
Roseanne Barr the next.
There you go. All right, thank you. By the way, I heard they're bringing back Roseanne. Is this the new thing now, bro? We're bringing things.
No fucking way.
Is that true?
They always do. They bring something back and ruin it. Like,
dude, no. But here's the trippy part. I heard that for the reboot of Roseanne, they're gonna ignore the last season. So that whole thing about how she wrote. Remember how the big twist at the end was that? Yeah, they're gonna erase all that.
That's. Wow, okay.
Kind of like how people think they're going to erase the end of Z.
It's real, dude. Sarah Gilbert talks Roseanne reboot. Roseanne reboot cast Darlene and David's son. Yeah, so for those who don't know, fuck it, we're going to go into a spoiler because this might actually relate to Dragon Ball. So in the last season... That's right, because it might actually relate in a weird way. Somebody said, by the way, that same guy who wants you to do what Bam said, Jade Antastic is pretty hot.
Alrighty. I feel like I granted him something that he's, I don't know. Like I said, Wabam.
I mean, his beard is pretty majestic.
Was attracted to men, so I don't know if I just like aroused him. I'm sorry. Just go ahead. Let's talk about Roseanne.
No, just real quick. So this is actually going to be part of Super in a way as well. By the way, Ninja Star, thanks for banning that guy. Thank you. That guy I'm glad you banned him. You know who it was. So I just wanted to say that, and by the way, just for the record, the guy who Ninja banned, so I put up the stream today on my Facebook page, right? Like, you know, hey, I'm doing a charity stream, and the first comment this fucking guy leaves is, why the fuck are you a dick to your subs? Like, bro, I'm putting out a fucking stream for people who are out of power and on Puerto Rico, and you're criticizing how I treat my subs, bro. Fuck you. Unsub. I want you to unsub. I'm the only YouTuber in history who has actively told people to unsub from me if you have a problem with me. Fucking go somewhere else. There's enough Dragon Ball YouTubers out there.
I'm gonna go ahead and say you're not the only one's done that.
Maybe you have to say it more. Maybe you have to say it more.
I forgot Xeon was in here with his big ban list.
There's people who get mad that I'm loud in my videos, and I'm like, you subscribe to me, you're loud in my. That's just kind of like who I am. Like, if you don't like this is get the fuck out. Like, I'm not gonna change who I am for you.
But it's like, dude, there's a time and place for everything. You can criticize a YouTuber for whatever, but if he's doing a charity fucking stream, dude, like, I would never sit there and you were a dick to me last week on Facebook, man. Fuck you. It's not about me, bro.
Well, no, see, it's not about you. It's about them, because they're stuck in their own little fucking world where everything revolves around them.
Yeah.
God forbid that another human being who they don't even fucking personally know not give them attention.
It's fucking ridiculous, bro. It's fucking and the whole thing.
Fucking wipe out humanity already, for fuck's sake.
Well, no, we're trying to save people who almost got wiped out, bro. That's what we're doing today.
Well, the thing is, I'm using 17 logic. If everything gets wiped out, it's okay.
I see. I guess that makes sense. That is 17 logic.
I like that they're giving. Speaking of 17, I just like that they're adding more to his character, just like kind of who he is through Super, because that's one thing I think Super does pretty.
Speaking of 17,
like just letting people, like, just giving more insight of, like, the actual, I guess, human aspect of people, like who they are.
And they based off of a Toriyama comment from forever ago.
Speaking of 17, I'm gonna bring up a comment I saw the other day. It's like 17 was training for like 13 years after his last appearance, and he's strong as fuck right now, which makes sense. He's got infinite stamina. He has the freedom to just get as strong as he wants to. He has a lot of potential. People were mad when they introduced 17, because it's like he's super strong now. But go out and literally train for 3 seconds. It's like, oh, okay, it's fine. It's cool. No.
Hey. I mean, I have been bitching about every single one of these power-ups, because I'm like, that's bullshit, stop it. Stop giving these characters power-ups that they don't fucking deserve.
I think it's bullshit, alright, it's a double-edged sword, because, like, there's pros and cons to it. Because if you look at Frieza, for example, yes, Frieza's a prodigy or whatever.
Yes, that I'm fine with. He's okay.
But
that's like the only
if you
one.
Look at 17, like, his base power is, if you think about it, like, stronger than a Super Saiyan. Like, and if he adds training on top of that, like, okay, you have this Frieza thing. Okay, he trains for a few months, but his base power is, his base power was, what he always was. He was just, gifted, and then he decided to try. And after, how long was it? Like a month or something of training?
Yeah, 4 months for Frieza.
4 months of training, he becomes that strong.
And he leapfrogged everybody, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think it's, in a way, it's like, okay, Frieza was even stronger than that. I mean, 17 was even stronger than that, and he trains for 13 years. Maybe he's a lot stronger, but I don't know if I would go as far as to say he's going to be as strong as Goku, who also constantly trains, who's a part of a warrior race, who trained with Whis, who trains the God of Destruction. So it's like, how is he on that level? Like, maybe Super Saiyan 3-ish level would be okay, but a God level is a bit excessive.
Okay, like, what I want to see, like, the alternate universe version of Battle of Gods, where 17 got invited, and Beer starts wrecking shit, and then just all of a sudden, 17 starts knocking the shit out of Beer, like, who the fuck is this guy? I can't fight a fucking Super Saiyan God. Like, what else is Robot Man beating the shit out of me? Because, like, it's so ridiculous to think of, like, how much, and, like, everyone's had this problem, but, like, fucking 17, I'm just like, what has he been doing? Who has he been training with? Why is this, like, because 17 doesn't even have,
I train with the rabbits.
Yeah, like 17 doesn't even have, like, an interest in fighting, as far as we know. Like he has no interest. Yeah, he's pulling a 16. I like nature. Birds are nice. And that's about it. And
I wonder if that's
nature's good.
I wonder if that's paying homage to 16 at all. Like, that was his brother. So, like, what if?
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, but I'm just I don't know why like the whole logic of trying to make, like, 17 strong, because to me, like, 17 he's a normal human with robot enhancements. So, like, his robot enhancement is what made him stronger. And then, like, because Toriyama said, like, oh, well, his human parts can still get stronger because he still has, like, natural ki. And, like, and I was like, okay, so he could, like, build himself up like a regular human could. And then just, like, this thing, like, he got that strong by himself. And it's like, why was he training so hard? How hard was he even training? the thing, because I mean, he would already be stronger than like any normal human that could even fuck with his little animal preserve. So it's it bugged the shit out of me.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because if he let's say
they had to scale everybody, bro, is what it is.
Yeah, like when you try to make sense out of it.
I know, but like I know they had to scale everyone, but like I'm angry at Super for fucking the scale as bad as they did, because they didn't have to say Goku absorbed God Ki. They didn't have to say that, like, oh, well, like, you know, Super Saiyan Blue is now stronger than God. They didn't have to say, like, oh, they didn't have to have Goku and Vegeta go train in the Room of Spirit and Time for 3 fucking years. They didn't have to, like, show Gotenks completely, like, or fucking base form Bukake Vegeta no-selling fucking Gotenks. Fucking Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, one of the strongest characters from the end of Z, and fucking Bukake Vegeta is completely no-selling him in his base form. I'm like...
I mean, but the thing is, people are going to say, oh, that was filler. It was, but it really wasn't, because the term filler in the original... I don't know what you call it. In the original,
but that technically, I mean, all the specifics of Super are filler.
Yeah.
That's the thing, though. I mean, if you're gonna say like, oh, well, Toriyama didn't write that. Well, Toriyama wrote like a handful of fucking notes on a napkin and handed it to Toei. Like 1/100th of this shit is Toriyama's creation. Everything else
is
canon.
Dragon Ball Super's canon.
Fucking scribbled on the back of a fucking Arby's napkin. Yeah, that's sitting in the fucking Toei offices right now, so they can just go back to their fucking Arby's napkin and reference that.
Did you, just out of curiosity, did you ever read the Resurrection F script that Toriyama gave them for reference?
Oh. I've read little bits and pieces of it, but I haven't been able to read all. I couldn't find all of it to read.
Well, okay, for those who don't know what's in Japanese, but for those who don't know, because Herms and I talked about this once, the script for Resurrection F that Toriyama gave them. So when you're watching the movie, right? The script says Frieza goes from 1st to 4th form, right? That happens in the movie. Goku versus Frieza fights. It's a fun fight. I hope the animation team does a good job. That's it. There's no Goku blocks this, you know, Frieza does that. No, this is not like the manga. He's like, and then later on, he's like, now Vegeta and Frieza fight. Vegeta does really well. Frieza blows up Earth. Like, everything else had to be done by the animation team. And it's just funny because, you know, this is not like old Dragon Ball where you had the manga panels.
Yeah, it's not like Toriyama he's not like, okay, when people say, yeah, Toriyama made this to a degree, but he's not like he's not the guy that he was when he was writing the original Dragon Ball manga. Like, he's not writing it from scratch and like looking at every little plot detail and looking at stuff like that. He's just like, he's pretty much a retired guy who still who has the last say on what happens, but people have to bring what he, again, like Ethan just said, I didn't even know that, but I kind of figured, like, he's just like, he very loosely says, all right, this is the beginning, this is the end, you fill in the middle, sort of thing. And it's just like, it's not, that's why there's a lot of issues.
That's why the manga's different.
Yeah, it's just, it's not really him. Like, it is to a degree, but most of it is the creative ideas of, Toei. Or Toyotaro.
I got a couple questions here. One, I'm going to go to Yanko with. The other one, I'm going to go to Zeon with. It's actually about Zeon. All right, Yanko, this guy says, Ryan Satterfield, theory here. Do you think Zeno's strength is tied to the amount of universes, giving the Grand Priest the ability to possibly get rid of the Zenos? The idea here is that every time that Zeno blows up a universe, he gets weaker. And the reason why I think that theory falls apart is because you have another Zeno from the future that wiped out the entire multiverse and somehow stayed alive. So I don't think that theory of Zeno getting weaker when a universe gets blown up, there's no... And again, I'm not trying to be a prick here. Listen to what I'm saying. If you're going to make a theory on Dragon Ball, think hard and talk to other people about it. You're talking to me, so it's cool, because you got to remember that you got to have your friends there to poke holes in your theory, so that way you make your theory better. See what I'm saying? So, like, this idea would work if we didn't already see future Zeno blow up, You know what I'm saying? So, but there's no hints to it. So, Yanko, what do you think?
I think pretty much you gotta think long and hard about it because just like you said, you pretty much dissected it pretty well.
There's no evidence.
There's no evidence to suggest that. Yeah, and like given the fact that Zeno existed in the future timeline without any universes based on what Zamos did, and how
he's still
he ended
strong
up
in the past.
And he still had his strength. So there's still a question of what he was doing during that time, because what was Zeno doing while Zamos was, going on that rampage and stuff. But still, it's quite crazy.
Did Zeno, just for clarity here, for my own clarity, so in the future timeline, when he deleted everything, did he delete like all the universes in that case? Like just he deleted that timeline? Like
that was a big topic of debate. I'll tell you in a minute, but Zion, what were you going to say?
I was about to say, because I thought it was only Universe 7 that he just wiped out.
No,
that's the one he was in.
That was my question.
That a lot of people thought that. There was a magazine thing. Yanko probably scanned it for all we know, that Herms translated, where they said Yanko destroyed the future. Like, in other words, this is weird, but like...
Yanko destroyed the future?
Not Yanko.
Hey, not to interrupt, but I'm actually head off so I can make some videos.
Are you? Okay. Well, thanks for being here, bro. I really appreciate it.
This was fun.
Peace out, dude.
I have to record God of War soon.
It's not gonna ruin this chat if you leave, right?
No. I can just leave by myself and it'll be fine.
Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by, bro. I really
before
appreciate
it completely ends, I'll see you guys later. Dion sucks.
Okay.
The fucking Cookie Monster voice. I was just gonna say, no, they said that he wiped out the entire multiverse, but what's weird is that after he wiped it out, you see him there floating in this like void of nothingness, which again, that's trippy. Like that's a mind fuck. I mean, it really is. Because basically it was implied that Zeno had fused with the universe. But what I think is weird is that we not only do we not know where the Pride Troopers were at during the Goku Black Rampage, but we don't even know where the Grand Priest was at. That's the one thing that I've always been wondering. Where the hell was the Grand Priest at during that time?
Yeah.
There's just, and I'm not gonna lie to you. If we don't get an explanation eventually, I'm gonna be pissed. Because it's like...
Oh, we're not going to. Come on, man. That was already an arc ago. If they weren't going to answer it last arc, they're not going to answer it this arc or the next arc. It's just...
I just think it's a big deal to acknowledge the fact that... because, again, the original question was about, is Zeno does he get weaker when he destroys the universe or this and that? If the other Zeno 2 or whatever, destroyed every single universe and it just went about his day like it was nothing, like... that just speaks for itself. Like this guy can just I think he's the end all be all sort of being. And like, that's kind of what Toriyama, created him to be, is just this guy, he can just delete everything if he puts his mind to it, just everything.
Yeah. But what made things even more confusing though, was in the manga, when he does that, the time ring explodes, implying that the timeline was wiped out. But that makes no sense because Goku used the time machine to go to the future to grab Zeno. So it's like Toyotaro wanted to be clever and like tell us that like the timeline was wiped out, but it couldn't have been wiped out because Goku was still able to use the time machine to get to that timeline. And you could imply that maybe like, you could use a time ring as well. Like the whole thing.
Well, maybe Zeno was the only thing there. So maybe as long as there's something there, you can go there. I don't know. That's definitely headcanon. But like Zeno was by himself in that void. So maybe until it's empty, it's accessible. But again,
I agree with you. But the problem is he showed the time ring blown up before Goku pulled Zeno to the past.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Sure. That would work if they did it the other way around. Also, go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna again. I like to fill things in headcanon wise, just at least to try.
Well, we have to do that.
Unfortunately, they don't. But I was gonna say maybe because the user of the time ring was killed or erased, that got rid of the time ring as well. But I don't know.
All right. I don't know. I think it was just
nobody knows. It's all headcanon. It wasn't explained.
Donut Fucker says, "Hey,
Alrighty.
Hey Xeon, how's Aggro and where's Super Jan? Super Jan is alive. He's just working his job. There's not really much to tell on him. Xeon, how's Dr. Aggro?
He's fine. He's just at work right now.
It's like they're fine. And then Jay Way says, as far as power scaling, they should have just put everyone in the time chamber with Elder Kai and Whis. Since they retcon the time chamber, why not without the person limit? That's an explanation. He's basically saying that the easy way to make sense of like characters getting stronger and super is to put them in the time chamber. I agree, but they didn't do that. You know, so
yeah, no. And fuck, man, like fucking Vegeta blew it up again, which I'm getting really tired of that joke.
Yeah,
like, I'm getting tired of Vegeta.
Look cool, but it's stupid.
Yeah, like I'm getting tired of Vegeta blowing up the fucking Room of Spirit Time, and I'm getting fucking tired of Majin Buu always falling asleep. These things aren't funny, and they're just pissing me off. Stop doing it.
And it's annoying that they did that to Buu because, like, we see, I forget his name, but in like the last episode or 2 episodes ago, that stretchy blue guy, what was his name?
Magikayo.
Yeah, that dude was just like Buu. So it's like my whole thing was like maybe they didn't have Buu in because like he's too much. He's too OP
he has too many hacks
or something. But they had a guy who was just like Buu.
Well, the thing is, Majin Buu can turn people into candy, and that makes him too OP.
That's exactly right. That's exactly why they wrote him out, because he can turn everybody into candy and just toss them out, and then that's it. So
yeah,
he has too many hacks. It's not even about strength; it's about hacks.
But Roshi can throw 8 Mafubas and be fine and throw people out of the ring. That's fine.
Right.
Right.
Huh?
We need Roshi in a video game, I feel like, just to do Mafuba as like a finish, like as a fatality move. Like,
well, they could always have tension onto it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, him too. But
why not give it to Tien and in Fighters?
Well, I mean, they could give it to Future Trunks.
Well, Tien already has been confirmed with his little Neo tri-beam thingy.
Yeah.
In Fighters, yeah.
It says here, do you think there's a Supreme Kai equivalent of God to the Omni King? I did a video on it called Grand Priest the Angel. Go watch it. Falcon Punch says, Jimmy's got KO'd by Frieza, so what do y'all think about the instant transmission now? Well, it's still useful. It's just that Jimmy's not as good as Goku. Geekdom made a video about Goku versus Vegeta at equal power, and Goku had IT, so he has the edge. Do you still have the same opinion? Yes, I do. He's talking about the video I did with Kendamu, where we talked about Goku and Vegeta, and how because Goku has the instantaneous movement, it pretty much puts him at the advantage. And I think it still does. Until Vegeta learns that move, Goku's got the advantage, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That and Kaioken.
Coming from Goku has everything. I mean, let's be real. He can blind Vegeta with Solar Flare. He can use Kaioken to multiply his power by whatever the fuck. And then, he has instant transmission. Like there's a lot of shit that he can do that Vegeta's just kind of limited to. I have my Gallic gun. Like shit like that. Like,
Flash. And it's kind of shitty that like Vegeta doesn't get like new sets of moves or anything. And like Goku never teaches him the Kaioken. Goku doesn't teach anyone the fucking Kaioken.
Or the instantaneous movement.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, man?
Like Vegeta, even if it was something different from the Kaioken, just like one thing, and I bring up a different series here, Naruto. Like one thing I like about Naruto is the fact that like different characters. Like, it's not just about, my power level's higher than yours. It's like, these guys have different, like, techniques and abilities than other people that, like, it's like a rock, paper, scissors sort of thing. Like, mine might be a little bit better than this guy, but this guy can get me because he's the counter to that. Like, I wish Dragon Ball had more, like, I guess, characters with techniques.
They had it in Dragon Ball, not Z so much, but...
Yeah. Dragon Ball, like, you got Go-Go Gum with that, with whatever the fuck that guy's name is.
Gidan.
Yeah, like just weird moves like that just alter the battle that aren't just based off of I can destroy a mountain this big and I can destroy a mountain this big and shit like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. It really became all about power, which again, it's whatever, but
that's what people like. People want more transformations. They want bigger, more planet-destroying powers. It's all about the fucking numbers game and the lasers that they can shoot and how fucking powerful the lasers are.
I got to give the Tournament of Power a little bit of credit, though, because it feels like they're trying to do, that, like the complex where, certain abilities are kind of countering other abilities sort of thing. Like, they're trying to get a little unique with some stuff, but...
Oh, yeah, it's trying.
if their power level is higher than the other person, especially with Roshi, like they brought out all his old bag of tricks, and he was abusing people with them.
Well,
but
that's why I think
at
that
the end of the
Jiren.
day, like,
That's why I think it should be multiple people teaming up on Jiren, because then we can see something like finally some strategy. You know what I mean? Multiple people are throwing people.
Yeah.
Around, you know?
But I feel like they wouldn't just do it. They wouldn't do that just because it would be too taxing to animate all these characters fighting against each other. Like,
well, they took a week off and they're making an hour. You know, maybe
Well,
that's what
they
they're spending
technically
there.
didn't
Because we've
because-
seen them. We've seen them when they try. When Toei tries, they can make some really dope animation. It's just a matter of what they deemed important enough to try on. So that's why the animation is lacking.
Don't get me
in some
into that
places,
topic.
better in others. It's
Well,
because
also,
they
yeah.
might be.
Also, I
They're
was gonna
saving
say-
their budget. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying Yanko. I was just saying. I mean, Yanko makes a point, but you could animate it if you do it like maybe one person hits Jiren, then another one, then another one. I mean, we've seen guys fight in kind of Rumble style. It's not easy, but like we saw it when Goku and Vegeta fought the Universe 9 guys. How it was Goku in the middle, surrounded by dudes. That's kind of how I'm perceiving it. Like Jiren in the middle. So it could be done. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be a cheap animation cut, but it certainly could be done. And I think it should be done because I think the animation for the Jiren elimination needs to be top notch. And that if they're going to throw Jiren out, it's got to be a big moment.
I mean, he's been the built-up character, and they're not going to. This is, at least I'm calling this because I guess I'm optimistic. They're not going to, for the climactic moments of, you know, an arc, they're not going to short sell the animation here. Like, if they're going to short sell the animation, that's going to be, you know, in parts that we've probably already seen. But they have this hour special. They're hyping it up. It's kind of, and like you could see the progression of the animation in the Goku Black and Zamasu arc. Like, towards the end, like they have some of the best, like some really good animation. And, you know, despite how you may feel about the arc itself, like the animation just looked really good towards the end. And I feel like it's going to be the same thing. Like those climactic moments, they're going to hit those, but they're going to short sell, you know, maybe some of the build-up.
It just depends who they get on the staff, you know, to work on scenes, you know.
Well, we've heard
scenes.
some big names, man. You know,
Yo, I'm about to.
we have.
My baby's needs her diaper change, so I'm gonna go handle some stuff, record a video and stuff. But this was fun.
No,
again,
thank you for being here.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and I don't stream myself, so I'm also kind of a newbie to all this. But I just wanted to, I guess, for Geekdom, remind everybody this is, you know, for charity. So that's why I decided to hop on, because it's for a good cause. Make sure you guys, you know, if you have anything to give, you know, obviously we're not forcing you guys, just have fun. But hurricanes have been destroying, you know, the coastal parts of this country, and it's a lot. You know, I don't know if anyone's mentioned climate change, but the world is, you know, it's a very interesting place right now. So make sure, you know, all we can do is stand together and help each other out. So make sure you guys do what you can. And even if it just means you have your prayers up for people, do that for them.
And definitely check out C Reacts' channel. If you look through C Reacts archives, you're going to get a good mix of not just super reviews and gaming, but also the wacky skits that C Reacts would do in public, which you've retired, unfortunately, but they were awesome.
Yeah, I was getting in trouble with the law, so I had to kind of slow that down a little bit. But maybe they'll come back someday. But
You'd have to. I feel like it would be like the Tom Green thing, where like what'll end up happening is you'll eventually blow up and become this big shot, like famous guy. So then when you try to do that kind of stuff, they're gonna recognize you. Oh, you're Dion. And then you just can't. Remember how it happened to Tom Green? Like you couldn't do it after a while?
Yeah, exactly. If I have the stature to do it, then I'll do it again. But when you get kicked out of entire like downtown regions of places, that's when I was like, okay, I have a kid. Maybe I can't do this anymore.
That's too bad because they were awesome.
But all right, guys, I'll see you around. Thanks for having me.
Yep, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. It's a couple questions here. Somebody says, "Do you think Goku will surpass all the gods besides Zeno?" I don't think so. Not now. That would kind of make the show annoying. What do you think will become a future Zeno? That's a good question, because is this dude gonna stay in the past forever? Like that's stuff that. Dude, Super's got so many unanswered questions, and I'm not saying they're not going to answer them. I do agree with you, Xeon. They're probably not going to answer all of them, but there's a lot of open-ended threads here that haven't been closed.
Yeah, I don't understand a lot of the things that Super does just randomly, because it doesn't really serve like a narrative purpose. Like the two Zenos thing. Like the two Zenos hasn't paid off at all. Another weird thing that still hasn't paid off is Kaioshin splitting. Like I don't understand that. There's a lot of weird things just Super does, and like I'm like it doesn't go anywhere, and it's like okay, like this has been
the animation
like
in the Goku.
like remember when everyone's like, dude, what the hell's the book in the Namekian Legends? Wonder what that's gonna lead to. Oh, it might lead to a new arc.
Yeah, right. It could if they thought about it.
Right, but never gonna fucking happen, man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, and the fact that like sure a lot of people will be like, shut the fuck up and just turn your brain off and enjoy it. I'm like, no.
I mean, you can shut. The thing is, man, you can shut your brain off and enjoy some stuff, but I think when it becomes too illogical, it becomes annoying. Like the thing about me and like criticizing Super is that. A lot of things about Super bug me, but I'm always looking forward to like what's coming because, the movie retellings sucked. The Universe 6 arc I felt was rushed. The Trunks arc I felt was fun, but had kind of a shit ending, and there were problems. But like, and then this arc I think is the best one in Super. But like, you do get tired of. Let's see what happens next. But the thing is, I've been trying to like forget the Trunks arc because I hated that ending so much, and I just didn't like that ending, dude. We had a whole stream about that, and it's just one of those things where I want to be progressive and kind of focus on the present, but at the end of the day, I can't ignore the fact. As much as I like the way Super's going now, I can't ignore the fact that the first, fucking
four.
Well, I say 3.5. Like the first three. All right, the first 4 arcs were underwhelming. I'm not gonna say terrible. I'm just gonna say underwhelming.
I wouldn't say terrible because like
in comparison to the past.
I think there are some decent arcs, but I mean, this is the successor to Dragon Ball Z. One of the most popular. Like Dragon Ball is one of the most popular IPs in all of Japan. It's definitely the most popular anime in the U.S. And to think that like this series can't get like a really well put together, like they didn't get a showrunner together, they don't have anyone who's like checking over things. Like I mean, you'll have writers who will like do things, even in the Tournament of Power, like a writer will do something, it's like that's a really cool thing, I wonder how that'll be followed up, and then it doesn't get followed up on the next episode because it's a different fucking writer and there's like no one keeping track of all of this shit. And
Yanko,
I believe that Super has, its fair share of criticisms, but the writers themselves, for the most part, they've done, a lot to, to stay within the spirit of the main series. And even though the circumstances behind Super's conception, meaning the production of Super, were less than ideal,
hell yeah,
I think a lot of people, we all know that, and the production kind of collapsed in the start. But they've done a lot from the production standpoint to bring the quality up and bring the series up so that we can enjoy it week to week now. And in terms of writing, it's consistently, at least it's been getting better. I've been enjoying this arc a lot. And even though the Future Trunks arc had its conclusion, there's a lot of hype moments and a lot of enjoyable moments, a lot of highs that I remember that elevated the series, in terms of how popular it became, that, you can't really discredit it for, even though, there might have been some sloppy moments overall,
Yeah, and one thing I will say is I think I need to do more research because I know what you're talking about, but eventually I'm going to plan on doing a video about the Super problems because there were a lot of behind-the-scenes problems when the series first started. Now they're still there, but not as bad, nowhere near as bad. There were 2 animation supervisors, and oh my god, and like they had to rush the first 2, the 3rd episode, all that stuff. But it's just, I don't think people really understand that, that they have problems. But you would think that Toei would be able to have this under control by now. That's the other thing,
Okay. So here's my thing: is I don't like the idea of giving any type of production leeway because of behind-the-scenes nonsense. If the final product is not a good product, you don't sit there and go, "Oh well," because I mean, nobody goes to a movie and says, "Oh, well, it had a lot of problems. It wasn't really good. It didn't really,
Fantastic Four.
yeah." Fantastic Four. No one's gonna walk out of Fantastic Four and go, well, I mean, and try to defend it, but because of they might say man, that director really got fucked over from the movie he wanted to make, but no one's gonna sit there and go oh, well, we shouldn't be mean to it because of the behind the scenes shit. No, people are gonna tear that movie apart like they have been, and I think because it has Dragon Ball in the name, and we have this love and this attachment to this franchise, it's in us to just try to make excuses. And be like, oh well, it had production problems. Like, well, lots of things have production problems. Why are we giving this? Why are we giving this special treatment outside of the fact that it's just this attached to a franchise that we love? And I don't think it's really right to do that. I think we need to judge the product as just the product, like in a vacuum, like its story, its animation, its pacing, its characters, and Super doesn't fuck things up all the time, but I feel like I can't go more than 3 episodes without being disappointed. I'll have a good episode. Oh, that episode was great, and then nope, that one was a bad one. There was another bad one. That one's getting a little bit better. Oh, there's another bad one. Oh, there's a really good one, and then it's this roller coaster of quality. And
but that's what happens when you're producing a weekly show. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying that it's harder to produce a show every week than doing seasonal stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah. I get that, but there are plenty of ongoing shows. And true, this one doesn't have a manga, but that's also part of the production team's fault. They didn't give this the time it needed. They I said, they should have had a showrunner. They should have had someone organizing all of this. The mere fact that, I said, the writers, I have praised the writers on an individual basis. Whenever they did the filler arc that was in between that led into the Tournament of Power stuff. The Universe Survival arc, that whole 9 weeks apiece, that was that was some of the best character writing I've ever seen in Dragon Ball. Period. Clearly the writers care, but they're not organized, and they can't keep a consistent long narrative.
The writers are good writers.
Bigger narrative. Yeah. It's just they don't have a leader. They have no one because like I said, on an individual basis. There are some real stinker episodes, but I feel like if there was someone that was keeping track of all of this and keeping all of the continuity stuff straight, have a writer's I want to do this in this episode. Okay, cool. It's well, we'll have that lead into the next episode as well. Because like I said, I've seen that in Tournament of Power where I can't even recall it now, but it bugged the hell out of me when it happened, where something had happened, and so I was oh, that's a really cool thing, and then it just wasn't followed up with on the next episode because it was just this one random one-off thing, and it's oh, okay. It was 2 characters fighting, 2 characters that started a fight, and then next episode rolls around and it never followed back up on that fight. And yeah, Super has it has really bad production issues. Even now, it's better. It is definitely better, but it's not. It still
not
has a
what
lot
you were
of problems.
expecting. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, being a sequel to the most popular anime of all goddamn time across the planet, you're gonna tell me that you can't just pump this thing's gonna make $1 bajillion regardless. I mean, the first 2 arcs were absolute just broken dog shit, and it still had enough ratings and it had enough toy sales and everything else to keep it going until they could even get to original content. And it's wild,
All right, but here's my thing with that. I understand your criticisms about it, but the thing is, Super as a series did leeway in terms of when it had to air. So if it didn't air when it did, meaning July 2015, there wouldn't have been a Super series. So and the time between when Super was announced and the time when it was released, and the amount of pre-production time that existed was very limited. And it's not like they had a choice. If it was up to Toei and stuff, they would have, taken that 6-9 months pre-production.
Fuji TV, brother. Fuji TV, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
like I've said though, but I don't think we should give something leeway because we need to judge the final product as the final product and not just look at behind the scenes stuff, because these production issues carried on like halfway into, I would say at least the Universe 6 arc. You know, and but that's months. That is several months.
I think what Xeon is saying, Yanko, is
that's almost 3 full seasons worth of anime before they actually got their production together.
Yeah, well, I think what he's saying is at first having production problems makes sense, but by now they should have their shit together. That's what I think is what he's saying. Because Toei's not a new studio now. They've been around, and they have a lot of projects. Yeah. That's what I think he's trying to say.
The thing, I get what he's saying. But you got to understand, just pumping more money into Super wouldn't inherently fix the problem.
Oh,
so
no,
a lot of people think
this is hard. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
A lot of people, what they think is, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super is the most popular series ever, and it's getting mad ratings, and it's doing so well. Why don't they just put more money into it? But the thing is, if you put more money into it, it doesn't guarantee you access to better animators. It doesn't guarantee you to have access to resources that you need. And you got to understand, Toei is a huge company. They're producing they're producing Dragon Ball Super, around the year. They're producing One Piece around the year. The whole, it's a weekly series, right? And then on top of that, they have all these other seasonal shows that air as well. And so what you have, and movies as well. So what you have is their stuff is all divided up into different teams, and they're working on different projects.
Yeah, they're being stretched thin.
Oh, I mean, I'm fully aware of all these things. Like this isn't new information to me.
That. Yeah. But some people might not, understand that aspect, right? So
and one thing I just want to add to what you're saying is that in the 90s, Toei, and this is what I gather from AJ, Toei was a healthier company, not as far as money goes, but they had a lot more quality animators around back then than they do now. That's what I was told as well.
Well, see, like my issue isn't even just the animators though, because the animation was really rough early on, but I mean, like even just the narrative issues.
Well, they don't have the original manga, Xeon. That's kind of the problem. They don't have, know what I'm saying?
But they have professional writers. I mean,
that's true.
What was it like? Whenever they explained, the whole Zamasu Goku Black, time loop thing. Like, so many of us were like, this makes no fucking sense. And they're like, here's a timeline. It's like, yeah, no, I understood when you said it the first time in the show. Showing me this timeline, it still doesn't make goddamn sense. And, they could have made sense. Like, I've done a video on it. Like, friggin', what was it? Kaiser Neko even tweeted out, like, all they would have do is change this one.
I know, him and I had a debate privately about it, bro.
Like, and there's so many, like, things in Super where I'm like, if you had just changed this little thing, if you just change this little thing, just along the writing, there was just someone watching over this, trying to ensure a better narrative, a tighter narrative. Having Trunks come back, and now he just happens to be as strong as the other two characters, base form wise. Obviously, I don't mean transformation wise, but his base form is on par almost with Goku's, and that's fucking ridiculous. For the sake of continuity and the sake of, consistency, they could have easily had Vegeta take him into the Room of Spirit and Time during all those episodes where Trunks was sitting on his ass doing fuck all. But no, they didn't. They had him sitting on his ass doing fuck all. He had one little sparring match with his pops for 10 minutes after his dad told him to stop being a pussy. And then he comes back stronger than ever. Now he's going toe-to-toe with Zamasu and Goku Black, and it's just how?
Well, Trunks is Chuck Norris, brother. That's the way they booked them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just, and that's what I'm talking about. It's things like that bug me about Super, where it's just they could have introduced Kaba already being a Super Saiyan and have Super Saiyans already be a thing. So when Caulifla gets introduced, she's a Super Saiyan too. You don't have to have her unlock Super Saiyan 1 and 2 within the span of 5 seconds.
A lot of people hated that.
Yeah, there's so many little things in Dragon Ball Super that just, it would have been fixed if they just made little tweaks along the way, and it would have helped the narrative. Because, as a narrative as a whole, so far, this has been kind of a mess. I think it's a really sloppy story. Even the...
Are you talking about Super or just this arc?
Super in general.
Okay.
From beginning to end. I mean, the Tournament of Power, it's a kind of a stronger story. There are really bad episodes in between. The episode with Muten Roshi and Tenshin Han was terrible. The freaking poacher. Oh no! Well, that one was terrible too. I meant the.
Oh, you mean the one with the girl and the zombies and whatnot?
Yeah, Yurin and all that. Yeah,
she was hot,
that
bro.
was.
She was hot, so she made up for
it. Yeah. I mean, like she's great for pornography, but that's about it. Like she's.
Nah.
Zion said that women are only good for pornography.
No. I said Yurin was only good for pornography.
No, I'm fucking with you. Keep going. Yanko, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, go ahead.
I found that episode, the particular one where you had Roshi, emphasis on Roshi. I found it to be like interesting because at least it focused on different aspects of Roshi's character that we've known. His pervy side, his his martial arts side, and it gave him the emphasis we needed. It might have not done it,
Yeah, it did develop him in a weird way.
Well, see, thing is though, like it developed. Okay, so one of my big issue with that is like just how much of just a rapist he is in that episode. Because like the Muten Roshi, like he's a skeezy pervert. Yes, he is not going to just run up and try to just molest a woman, like in the trashiest way possible. Like that was disgusting, and it's like it was a blatant like just and I really hate using this term because I feel like it's thrown around. Yeah, they flanderized the Muten Roshi. They took him down to his most basic thing: wise old martial artist and rapist. Basically, they took that one character trait of his perverted elements, cranked it up to 11, and just made him just a caricature of his former character. And then they like, oh well, now they had to like rehabilitate the Muten Roshi because apparently he's gonna get like like fucking arrested if you let him out in the wild for too long. And then, like, even that character development gets undone because, he goes all pervy over the chick who's like a knockoff from Dragon Quest. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. There's, those episodes were very hit or miss, but I think overall, I think they were a lot better. Like, I thought that a lot of people didn't like it, and it is a tournament arc, but again, right now in the middle of it, I think I'm okay with the way the series is going right now. I like it. I enjoy watching it. Even if it's not as good as Dragon Ball or Z, I still do enjoy it. Like, I genuinely do like watching it. And I like the characters. Like, I think the one thing that is strong in Dragon Ball Super, in my opinion, is the new characters. Not all of them necessarily, but the designs from Toriyama. I love the character of Hit. I love the Pride Troopers.
Yeah.
Some of them are rehashes, but I love seeing these new Toriyama designs, and I think that's a plus. And I think, he's not writing the original manga. If he was, maybe it'd be a different story. But nonetheless, I think that there's, I enjoy it. I still enjoy it every week. But again, it could be one of those things where like people always ask me, they're like, okay, well, for the Trunks arc, you said that you loved the whole arc, but you hated, you loved the episode, but you hated the arc. And it's like, well, yeah, because if I'm watching a movie, right? It's a 3-hour movie, and the first 2 hours are amazing, but the third hour is trash. I'm gonna end up hating the movie, probably more than I would if the whole movie was trash, because you're sitting there and you're tickling my ball sack, and you're giving me this great story, and then you're gonna botch it at the end, which I think happened with Trunks arc, in my opinion. You're gonna screw it up at the end. Like, I'm into it. Like, I'm invested. I'm like, okay, this is getting better. Okay, oh wow, who's Zamasu? Oh, we got timeline shit. I love time travel stuff. And then you get to like, the end, and it's like, if I'm watching a movie with a bad ending, it's gonna ruin the whole movie. That's just the way I see it. Like I hate to say it, but I'll use an example. The Matrix trilogy. First one's a classic. Second one, not as good, but it had a great twist ending. He knocks out the machines in the real world. The architect is revealed. It was a conspiracy. Then Revolutions, it was Dragon Ball Z at the end of it. It was freaking Dragon Ball Z in the city.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, because, there was only one Matrix movie.
Asshole. But like, I'll give you another one, all right? Like, this is going to be a controversial one. The prequels, okay? Oh. Not now, when the prequels are first coming out. Okay, Attack of the Clones, Phantom Menace, not that great, but, okay, we're introducing the Jedi Council, and okay, fine, whatever. Then Attack of the Clones, okay? Again, not that great, but okay, we've got this mystery, like, who is Sifo-Dyas? Who's the traitor? The war's starting. So you're thinking, okay, episode 3 is going to be awesome, because they've built up 1 and 2 decently, not the best, but we're going to get a big climax in 3. And 3 was good. I mean, it wasn't. I thought it was an okay. It wasn't. It's grown on me in the past few years. I used to hate that movie, but again, it still didn't save the previous 2. So the point I'm trying to make is, even if you have a great arc, the end might suck. So what I'm trying to say is this: right now, I really like the Universal Survival arc, but by the end of it, if it blows, I think it's gonna hurt Super even more than the last 4 arcs is, because now we have 5 arcs where the ending is, I would say, unsatisfactory. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree, but I just think that the ending can ruin a series. Like I think the ending, and it sucks. Another one's Evangelion. Like Evangelion, I'm talking about the original ending, not the movie ending. You know better than me about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I've watched it like at least 5 times.
Well, a lot of people hate it, and it's like, and then they sit there and they attack the whole series for it, and it's like.
Well, the thing is though, like the ending goes straight up art film. So yeah, if you haven't been, because that's the thing though, like Ava is not about the story; it's about the characters. And the last 2 episodes of Ava is all about the characters. So if you didn't figure out by this point that the story is literally just a backdrop for these characters, their psychological issues, their emotional hang-ups, and their personal interactions with one another, it's going to be a weird-ass disappointment. But yeah, it's just, I think it also comes from people not getting what Ava was supposed to be when Ava was first coming out.
Yeah, but I think Dragon Ball's done a great job of establishing, bringing back some of the characters that we all loved. And I think,
but the thing is, that's fan service. Like that's the thing. Because I feel like we kind of give this here because you're talking about I love the new Toriyama designs. Yeah, the man makes some really cool designs. I'm not gonna say he doesn't. Like I've liked every design he's done for this series except for Caulifla.
Why? She's hot.
I hate her, dude. I think she's fucking hideous. I fucking hate her stringy fucking Monkey D. Luffy fucking body. I hate her big, poofy, dumb hair. I hate her fucking hammer pants.
I thought you were going to say you hate her big tits, bro. I was going to say, get the fuck off the stream, bro. Come on now.
Yeah. No, Xeon, the thing is, if something is good, you can't just say, oh, it's fan service, you know what I mean?
Well, no. I'm saying, is it legitimately good, or is it just pandering to an audience?
I think some of it is good, and I think some of it is pandering to an audience. Because we talked about earlier, we got the Kaioken, we got Frieza, we got Trunks, we got all these different things. We even got evil Namekians possibly coming up, bro.
Thing is, okay, bringing back the Kaioken, is that a good thing, or is that just pandering to an audience? Because, hey, look, it's this thing you remember.
I thought it was a good thing. I thought.
Yeah, it's a very superficial thing. It's a cool thing, but it's a very superficial thing. And that's the thing, though. What Super excels at, there's 2 things Super excels at in my mind. Character interactions, which is fantastic.
Agreed.
If this were a slice of life anime, this would be the best fucking show in the world for me.
Those are the most fun episodes. The baseball episode was amazing.
Yeah, it was great. And because Toei's writers are fantastic because they know these characters. They're clearly fans. They write really good character interactions. They develop these characters in interesting ways. I love the way characters are handled in terms of their development and their personalities and their interactions. That is top tier, 10 out of 10 shit. I won't let anyone say otherwise about it. But everything else that it excels in is superficial elements. And if this were, like I said, if it were a slice of life series or whatever,
a sitcom,
those characters would be the thing that would be the focus, and would elevate the series to being a great series. But it's not a slice of life series. It's not a sitcom. It's a narrative focused, bombastic action series with long strung together arcs. That is what it is. It is a shonen action series. And so the 2 things that are the most important are the action, which it's usually good. And then but then there's the narrative. And I think the narrative matters a hell of a lot more. And if the narrative doesn't hold together well enough, and I'm talking about an episode by episode basis and how it all strings together, then you have a weaker show. You have a bad show. And that's my biggest issue with Super is that I don't feel you can sit there and point out the Kaioken. Well, the Kaioken is just this really superficial thing. That doesn't really have any bearing on the story. I mean, the Super manga didn't bring back the Kaioken. You know, and a lot of people argue that the Super manga is better than the anime.
Yeah, but the Super manga also brought back a fucking Super Saiyan God. So, like, I just want to say, I'm going to play devil's advocate with you slightly on this because, yes, there's a lot of fan service in Super, but I don't think all fan service is bad. And this is where it comes down to a matter of opinion. I think it depends on how well it's utilized. And I think that Goku doing the Kaioken, I think, was utilized well the first time. Now, we'll see how it's utilized in the tournament coming up with Jiren. But I do think some things are utilized well. I do think that fan service, I think, is a little bit necessary for a show that's building on nostalgia. Like, I think that you kind of have to do that. But, here's the big but. I think the problem, which Super does need to fix now, not tomorrow, not after breakfast, now, is establishing the future of the series not being based on nostalgia. In other words, getting over these new guys like Hit, which they have done well, like Kale, Caulifla, Jiren, getting them over to the populace, the fans, so that way in the future you don't just rely on fan service, you rely on new characters or existing characters that people care about. I think that's the important thing, is instead of always doing throwbacks, which they can do once in a while because it is Dragon Ball and it is being built on nostalgia, I do think they got to focus on the future and where they're going to go, which is why, again, I think Jiren has to beat Goku. Even though Goku losing is like becoming a joke now in every arc, because he lost to Frieza. Well, he didn't really lose, but you know what I mean. Yeah, he did. He didn't lose that much either. He did lose a little bit to Zamasu. I think that they have to get these guys over, and I'm not saying you're wrong about what you're saying. I'm just saying that the fan service, I think, is necessary to a degree. I do think
it's necessary to keep people happy, because if they weren't doing that, then people would have. Because I feel like the show is all spectacle and no substance, and that's probably my biggest issue. It's a lot of payoff with no build-up.
I agree, except for sometimes there's a lot of build-up and no payoff. Because we have a lot of stuff that hasn't been paid off yet.
Okay, so there you go. It has both problems then. It builds up things, it doesn't pay off, and then it just drops shit on us that it doesn't build up at all.
But at the same time, it's not over yet, and I can't criticize it until it's over. Yeah,
but we're already we're over 100 episodes in.
No, you're right, but I'm saying the stuff that hasn't been paid off might still get paid off. We don't know that.
True.
Trunks might come back with Mai and a kid, and the kid goes evil. Then we gotta deal with 20 episodes of him crying to fucking Vegeta and Bulma about how his kid is evil. And then Kid Trunks is like, fuck you, stop crying. My girl, who's 50 years older than me, has a crush on you, but she has a body of my age. Fucking weirdos writing this show, bro.
And oh my god, the Pilaf gang being kids doesn't fucking serve any purpose whatsoever either. Like I hate
wish
the
they would have explained it. They're not in this arc though. They're not in this arc.
Yeah, I know. They're not in this arc. I'm just saying in general in Super. Like I love the Pilaf gang. Super made me hate the Pilaf. Really, Battle of Gods, and I hate the Pilaf gang because they brought them back for no reason other than go, hey, look, remember this thing, and that's what a lot of Super has been for me is, hey, remember this thing that you like from this other show? Here it is. It's kind of like, it's kind of the same criticism people make of like the new Star Wars movies. It's like, look, here's X-Wings, and here's Darth Vader being a badass.
Yeah,
it's
the same thing.
Yep. It's like that. It's that substance.
Here's Roseanne. Roseanne's back.
Yeah. It's just reaching. It's just reaching for people to like pulling all these things and showing them to people.
The idea should be you hook them with that, and then you give them the story. That should be the idea.
Yeah, that should be it. But the thing is, though, like they have the hook. They have the hook, but there's no fucking bait on it. Like there's nothing to sink your teeth into. So you bite into the hook, and then he's like, we got you. Give us your money, fucker.
Yeah, but I still enjoy it though. I still enjoy the series, and I look forward to the special coming up because, and not this week, next week, because I'm just gonna. I mean, you know what, dude? Here's the thing. I love watching stuff that makes me think. But also, once in a while, I like watching, popcorn stuff. And Dragon Ball is more of a popcorn show, even though it does have deeper elements for sure. Dragon Ball's deep, like you said.
Dragon Ball's deep. Hey.
Yeah, well, that's Xeon's pun, bro. That's his pun. But, like, I like watching. There's two things I watch that have that are completely vacuous as far as mine goes. Dragon Ball and wrestling. Wrestling has horrible storylines, way worse than anything Dragon Ball's ever done. And it's just something that you just watch because it's just you want to rest your brain from working all the time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like, that's the thing, though. Like, because I mean,
but I agree, it could be better. It could be better.
Yeah, because like one of my things, like Dragon Ball was already not like a smart show. Like it was like a doofy popcorn thing, but like a doofy popcorn entertainment doesn't have to also mean like, you know, sloppily put together. Look at some spectacle stuff, because, you know, like there's a difference between like the Avengers. The Avengers is a popcorn flick. Transformers is a popcorn flick. But one of these is absolute fucking dog shit, and the one of these is a legitimately good movie.
I was gonna say, bro, Transformers is worse than anything. Transformers 5 is worse than any episode of Super.
I still haven't seen. I haven't seen anything past 3. I refuse. Like I stopped paying to see the Transformers movies after the first one, and I was just like, nope. I see where this franchise is going. I'm done.
You know. People are actually asking in the chat, like, I'm not even going to address it. It's like, now it's like trolling. Like,
what?
For a month, we have told them when the special's happening, when there's no Super. Are they not listening? Are they hearing but not, like, I just don't. I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not gonna.
Here's what you do. If you want anime, if you want Toei to give you something, you go Crunchyroll.com/One Piece. Go watch the One Piece special.
It's not out yet, though. We gotta tell them as of right now.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
Exactly.
They're gonna now. That's gonna be a good. That's the good thing you brought up, because that's gonna tell us how they're gonna do the Dragon Ball one, because I'm sure Crunchyroll's gonna have it with 2 episodes, right? So the One Piece one's the same thing, right? 2 episodes, correct?
Yeah, so here's what's gonna happen essentially. Here's my assumption, because Naruto usually does, you know, double episodes, right? And it's not like usually specials, but what happens with Naruto, for example, when they do a double episode is they'll have whenever it simulcasts at its usual time, right? They'll have the Naruto. The first episode will come out, then I want to say, was it by the time you finish watching the first episode, the second episode will be up. No, 30 minutes later, the second one will be up. Just because of the broadcast time, you know? So since it's on TV, you have 30 minutes and 30 minutes. So after the first half an hour is done, you'll have the second episode.
So what you're telling me is that next week when the Super Special airs, at like about an hour and a half after it airs in Fuji TV, we're going to get part 1, and then part 2 will be a half hour after that?
Yeah, it should be like that.
So they're not going to go up 2 at once. That's going to be very interesting.
Okay, because I know when like the Monogatari series does specials, they just drop them all as a big chunk instead of splitting it up. Because I've seen Crunchyroll do that a few times with a few different properties.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting, because that's interesting. I don't want to wait another half hour. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, essentially what it is I think they're contracted to do an hour after the episode airs. So it'll still be an hour after the episode airs, but since it's 30 minutes later, meaning that slot is 30 minutes after the first episode, it'll be, you know, an hour after, you know, the episode finishes airing.
I'm wondering.
So that gap of 30.
I'm just wondering if we're gonna get like 2 intros. You know what I'm saying? We might. I don't know.
So it'll pretty much. Let me see, man. Sure, you will get 2 intros.
I think. When it first airs, we might not. But then when it airs on Crunchyroll and Verve and all that, then it might, you know.
Yeah. On TV, it might be different, just because of, you know.
Well, like I was saying though, like if they drop it all in one giant chunk, they probably won't shove an intro and outro in between there.
Yeah,
because
when it's live, but when it's on Crunchyroll, it'll be 2 separate.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying when it's on Crunchyroll, if they're gonna drop it in a chunk, like just like both episodes as one video.
No, they won't do that. I don't think they're doing
won't
that.
do that.
No. But
You
I'm
sure?
saying when it airs on Fuji TV, it might not have a second intro. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of like all this talk of specials, is anyone else kind of disappointed that the big hype special just ended up being 2 episodes of Super, as opposed to like Trunks or like the Bardock special or anything?
I would like to see more specials, but I'm okay with it. But I personally would like to see more like Jocko, and like stuff like that. Like I wanted to see a Jocko special or like a
but I have been bitching about a Jocko special since the Battle of Gods arc happened, because because after the Battle of Gods arc, we jump in the Golden Frieza arc. That's another thing. Like Super doesn't give a shit about like introducing things properly, and it just goes, "Oh yeah, you've probably read the Jocko manga." It's like, no, you need to introduce this goddamn character to your fucking series.
Yeah, this Japan. Like that's the thing. It's a cultural thing because when Resurrection F happened, I mean, I went to go see it in movie theaters, and all those casual babbies had no idea who Jocko was. But obviously the hardcore fans knew. But in Japan, I think they assume that everybody reads manga because they do. And manga's way bigger in Japan than it is here. So it's safe to make that assumption there. But here, nobody had a damn clue, bro. I almost feel like... Actually, I don't almost feel like. I know this for a fact. Some of your favorite voice actors who worked on that movie, Resurrection F, had no idea who the hell Jocko was, bro. Like, who? Like, because they don't keep up with that stuff, you know?
Right, yeah. And it's just... It's one of those things. Like, I mean, you need to think about it. You need to think about like an international market. And you need to think about your property as a whole. Like, I mean, if you're making an animated series, you know, it's one medium, and it's like you don't go read the expanded material. Like, you know, fuck you, Rogue One. I'm not going to read your goddamn prequel novel. You fucking put the information in the movie itself.
I mean, there's a limit to how much you can put into the main material. So there's a limit to how much you can put in the movie. And
no, I'm talking about Super specifically. I feel Super has like a bigger responsibility to do that because it is a TV series. This is the big revival of Dragon Ball, and you're going to introduce this character who's going to be recurring, and you're just never going to explain him ever to the audience. We know that he has some sort of
I think Dion, I think Tights might actually be even more important to explain because this is the relative of a main character, you know.
Yeah, both of them. Really, I think Tights needs to be explained. Like her connection to Jocko needs to be explained.
And Bulma's connection to Jocko.
Yeah. So like
all they had to do is give us like a 10-minute flashback. You don't have to do a whole special if you don't want to.
No, fuck them. I want a full double-length special, damn it.
No, I'm just saying like if you didn't have time is what I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, I just and going back to like Super's production history and stuff. Okay. Like the first 2 arcs, they had the stories pre-written for them. They were handed fully completed stories, and all they had to do was just make them into episodes.
I mean, I thought they should have just cut the movie up. That was my whole like thing. You know what I mean?
The issue with cutting, I thought about that too. For when it started airing, and I realized, if they cut, there's a lot of people who might not have picked up the DVDs or who might not have watched it in cinemas, who might not have got the chance. So adapting that material just to make sure everyone is on the same page was really a smart move for them, even though it took like 26 or so, episodes to fully adapt. And even the production of the whole thing was less than ideal, but it gave them enough leeway to produce and focus on Universe 6 and beyond just by having that material redone for the anime.
I agree. I just feel like I think this is kind of Xeon's point. I think it's not that Super is the worst thing ever. It's just that I think that the potential is there for it to be better. And I agree because when the arcs were being retold, I had always thought that they were gonna do the same story beats but take it in a different direction and kind of expound upon things more, which they did do to a degree. But I was kind of hoping for more of that. I was hoping for more backstory. More things. Like, I was hoping they'd actually show the Pilaf gang becoming kids, things like that. And with the Resurrection F arc, I remember the big thing there was I was hoping for Frieza training montages and things like that, things that they couldn't fit into the movie because of time constraints. You now have,
and they didn't do it.
Huh?
And they didn't do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They didn't do it, and they should have done it. I like the extra 4 episodes in between Battle of Gods and Resurrection F with the birth of Pan. Like, that's all fantastic stuff. I love those episodes. Vegeta and Goku try not to wake up Beerus. I love that stuff. I wanted more of that, and I thought that instead we got Tagoma and we got Gotenks in the episode that broke me was really Super Episode 22, where I ranted and raved about it back when it first aired. I made another video ranting and raving about it. I hated it so much. Like, I was just kind of hoping. I was just kind of hoping, bro, that they would have. I guess maybe I don't know what the word is. I guess maybe it's just me, bro. Maybe in my head I wanted a certain series that they didn't want. Maybe it's just me though. So.
Well, I understand wanting it to have more elaboration
on certain things. Like, they elaborate on things that I don't care about versus elaborating on the characters, like, Frieza training, more Tagoma training, like, what kind of species is this dude? I liked, now one thing I did like, I liked the early introduction of Champa. I thought that was well done. I love the filler stuff, like I said, prior to the actual Frieza arrival, and I liked, like, for example, the small change, like Goku getting shot through the chest in his base form. Like, there's stuff that I liked, but I was just kind of hoping for more because I felt the Resurrection F story was crap. I thought the story had no second act, and I was hoping that the anime would give us that second act, and we didn't really get it. And that's the thing that I think kind of hurt that. But with at least with the Tournament of Power, there is a first, second, and third act. And they're actually telling us that this upcoming special is going to be the beginning of the third act.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that. At least we have a narrative structure now. But what is the difference? How long is this arc? Way longer than the last few arcs. I think now, even though it's not perfect, I think it's way better now because they're actually taking their time with stuff and they're, you know what I mean? I still would have liked more build-up. But yeah, that's just me.
Okay, because you're talking about like the longer episode run. Like, oh God, I feel like this arc is too long.
Come on. Now you're just fucking.
No, dude. Okay, no, I'm
you
dead
can't
fucking
wait.
Serious. No, because there's so many superfluous things that they do. Like the poacher episode with 17. Like all the recruiting.
No,
stuff,
that episode sucked. I agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the arc gets off to a pretty decent start. Like the first. Like from the beginning to like the end of the Zen exhibition match, I think that stuff is fine. Where this series, where this arc really started, losing momentum, was when they start going into the whole recruitment thing, and we have to have Goku get into a fight every episode, so like these old characters can have a cool scene, and it doesn't really add anything to the narrative. It's just a cool scene for the sake of having a cool scene because people want to see these old characters do cool shit. And instead of doing that, we should have been spending time with Ribrianne and
I agree. I would have liked to have seen a lot more of that.
That all of those episodes, you could have had the same amount of episodes and switch the focus from being about Goku gathering everyone to Goku. Or just Goku gathering everyone in the background and then focusing on all the other universe and building them up and developing them and showing these characters and giving them personalities and making me give a modicum of a fucking shit about them. Like, that's all I really wanted. But no, I feel like the focus was just completely haphazardly done. I mean, there are certain episodes I think are fantastic and needed to happen. Like Gohan getting into his ultimate form again.
The alpha episode is what that is.
That was fine. I didn't need an episode of Goku and Gohan and all of them sparring.
No, I didn't
awesome,
need that.
Bro. No, you could say it's cool or whatever. It's a waste of fucking time narratively.
Yeah, but it's Dragon
cool shit
Ball.
For this.
You gotta do cool
stuff. The thing is though, usually when Dragon Ball did cool shit, it was to the service of the narrative. It was always part of it's at no point in Dragon Ball Z did the story just come to a screeching halt so two characters can have a cool fight. There was always a purpose to each
sure
individual
about
fight.
that?
Yes.
I can probably think of one. I can't right now, but I'm sure that happened.
There's no point where the series just goes...
Pycon and Goku, bro. There you go. Cool fight.
That was a filler arc.
Yeah.
That was the conclusion of a filler arc.
Yeah, but still, it was. I don't understand that, but I'm saying you didn't have to put that filler arc in there. I'm just saying that's one example.
Okay. Within the context of that arc, okay, That is an individual arc. It is a narrative. I'm saying within this narrative, this storyline.
I see what you mean. You're talking about the narrative. Yeah. Okay, you're talking about not the super. I see. You're talking about the narrative of the angle, not the entire series. Okay, that's what you're talking about. Correct?
Yeah,
but still, I feel like it was necessary to have Gohan, establish himself as a character, and
to make him the leader.
But thing is though, like we didn't need to see him. Because, I mean, we already had, like, a full episode dedicated to, Gohan getting his groove back. We didn't need a whole nother episodes later, where it's like, look, guys, Gohan's a cool fighter character again.
Gabby
Please like it. Gohan again. Huh?
Gabby needed it. No,
okay.
Keep going.
God damn it. She's so biased. But yeah, just, like, it... Like I don't like vapid cool shit. I like when Frieza shows up and he like murders a bunch of fucking assassins. That's cool shit, but it's cool shit in service to the narrative because the other universes were like, fuck, they're gonna bring this strong guy back. So let's like have him like let's kill him, and then Frieza got to be a fucking badass, and that was fucking cool. And we got to see Frieza in full tilt villain mode, being a malicious monster like he was at the very beginning of the Namek arc.
Yeah, he was
and
awesome.
That was great shit. Like, that is good. Like, that is cool shit for the sake of the narrative, not cool shit for the sake of, please God, like our show. And, like I said, like, I care more about the narrative than I care about being shown cool shit.
No, I understand that, and I totally understand. I totally understand. Like I said before, the narrative is, in Super overall, is lacking, but I think this arc, so far, it ain't over yet, I really hope they don't screw the pooch at the end. I hope it's a satisfying conclusion. Basically, I'm not even looking for like, oh well, they're gonna wish back all the universes. I don't care if that happens, or if Goku does achieve a godly level beyond Beerus. That's not what I'm looking for. I just want all loose ends to get tied, and I want the ending of this arc to not raise more questions unless they legitimately are planning to answer them later. That's kind of where I'm going with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just want this to have a nice little wrap up, and then we move on to the next thing, whatever that may be. Because there's tons of storylines they can explore now. Like, now, with all these new characters, they've opened up, and I've said this before, and it's even more so now, they have opened up Dragon Ball Super to go on for another, again, 700 episodes. Now, I want to real quick clarify that, because people still don't get it. I don't know if they don't listen, or if they're new to the channel. Nozawa never said there's going to be 700 episodes. She never said that she was going to politic to make it that way. Nozawa said, I love doing the show, and I wish it could go on. I would love to do 700 episodes. That's what she said. It's not confirmed. Pretty please with sugar on top. Don't spread that misinformation. Please.
Pretty much.
There's just so much bullshit out there, bro.
God damn.
Anyways, we're going to close out the stream. Thank you so much to everybody who donated to the charity for Hurricane Irma, Maria, and Harvey. I'm going to be taking care of that once I get it from YouTube, and then I'll obviously talk about it in a video, like how much we raised and whatnot. I don't know how much we raised yet because Super Chat does not tell you exactly why... it doesn't tell you like all the numbers yet until later. Probably tomorrow I'll know, but I'll let you know. Thank you, Yanko, for being here.
No worries, man. Anytime.
Yes.
Anytime.
And everybody check out.
It was nice talking to you, even though this is like a terrible first impression of me.
No, Yanko. I don't think Yanko hates you or anything. I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, I didn't say he hated me. I said I spent like a good chunk of this going off on narrative in Dragon Ball Super.
I mean, no, I don't.
And he clearly likes it, so I always kind of feel a little bad, like trashing on something that someone loves in front of them.
I mean, I understand that. I mean, I like it too. It's just, but your points are valid. Like, I'm never gonna sit there and say your points are not valid. Here's where it comes down to as far as opinions go. I understand everything you're saying is correct, but if it doesn't bother me as much as it bothers you, it's like whatever. It's like Batman v Superman. Like, you hated that movie. I'm telling you that Transformers 5 is worse. If you watch Transformers 5 and you like it more than Batman v Superman, first of all, I'm going to think you're a nut job. But if you do, it's like, obviously what bothered me about Transformers 5 pissed me off way more than what bothered you about Transformers 5. So that's kind of the whole thing about opinions that I know Gabby's been trying to say this for so long is, you know, yes, like your points are absolutely valid, but with me, they don't piss me off as much as they piss you off.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that I don't acknowledge them.
Yeah, because like I mean, really, my tangents are really just more to convey specifically why I have an issue with it. I don't expect people to actually agree with me. If they did, that's awesome. But yeah, like I mean, like my whole thing is just like this is specifically why, because like when people go like, well, what's wrong with Dragon Ball Super? It's like, well, sit down, son. Let me tell you the tale.
Well, but it also pisses me off because then people will sit there and they'll put labels on us, not just you or me or Yanko, but they'll put labels on all of us where they'll call you a super hater, or they'll call me a super fanboy, or they'll call me a super hater if I criticize it. And it's such fucking bullshit. Like this black and white mentality that these kids nowadays have with their fucking bullshit, bro. Like everything has to be I hate it or I love it. It can't just be, you know what? I have fun watching Super. Is it as good as Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball? Absolutely not. It's not as good. It's not as good. That's it. And then, you know, in my opinion, it's not as good. But, you know, I still have fun watching it. I still love these characters. I like seeing what they do. Is it as good, well written as the manga? No, but the old manga, not the Super manga. Fuck the Super manga.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Like. And you just can't be that guy. Like, you know, like I want to... It's like if I go see Avengers, right? If I go see Avengers and everybody in the world loves it, and I say, I liked it, but this was missing. You fucking hate it. What the fuck is your problem? And it's like, that's not how it should be. Because let me tell you right now, I love The Dark Knight. It's very overrated. That's real shit. I love The Dark Knight. Fourth best movie of all time? Are you kidding me? So it's, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where everybody just, you know.
I mean, it's not even the best Batman movie. That's Mask of the Phantasm.
I agree with you on that. Yeah, I mean, but you get what I'm saying. Okay, good. But you get what I'm saying. Like, you know, I'm not saying that Dark Knight is a terrible movie because it's not. I love that fucking movie, but it's a little overrated. I mean, come on now. You know, I actually think Superman 2 might be a little bit better. Oh my God, you hate Christopher Nolan. You like, chill out, bro. You know, let's just enjoy this shit. And if you don't want to enjoy it, whatever. Next week is the special, so everybody check that out. And what the hell was that? And also tomorrow, the history of Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon Network. So there is that. Check out Yanko on Twitter, also his YouTube, YONKOU Productions. I can't put the link because, I mean, I could, but I don't know if it'll let me. And Xeon. So, okay.
Feel free to show up to my channel and thumbs down all my videos because I talk bad about Super. It's okay. Everyone else does.
I mean, you can do it if you want to. What's kind of funny is we're doing a live stream for charity, and I got 117 thumbs down. So I guess 117 people hate Puerto Ricans.
Fucking racist.
Unbelievable.
Or Floridians. I mean, clearly we should have drowned. We all should have drowned.
These people are fucking assholes.
Don't worry, man. You put too much emphasis on that type of shit.
No, I understand that, but it's kind of dumb that people, like, it's stupid to me that somebody would go out of their way to thumbs down a charity stream because they don't like me or they don't like Xeon or you or Dino or Dion. Thanks to Dino and Dion, by the way, for stopping by. Like, it's dumb that your irrational hatred for a person you don't know or a fucking cartoon is making you thumbs down a stream that's going to help out people who need it. Like, that, it makes you wonder if they're even human. Like you understand the kind of fucking loser that you are if you do that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, anyways, we're out. We'll talk to y'all later.
Peace.
Hope y'all have a great one. Tomorrow, History of Dragon Ball Z on Cartoon Network. Later.